I saw that movie once when I was quite young. It was enjoyable.
What?
But, like...
A movie or that movie?
That movie.
Oh, okay.
I saw one movie once.
Yeah.
Wouldn't recommend
Poor
it.
guy. Yeah. Deprived child.
That movie, though? Hook.
There was a game that I wanted to play so hard when I was young. I forgot what it was.
Gyro Man?
Not Master Blaster.
Gyro Man.
No, it had like...
Blaster Master.
Blaster Master.
Like you wanted to play
Master Blaster.
Run Butter Town.
Master Blaster. Run Butter.
Louder.
Master Blaster.
There's echoes.
Um,
Embargo.
Yeah, we just
Was it lifted?
beyond
Lifted.
Thunder.
I can't remember what it was though. It was like top down. The characters were. It was SNES. The characters were really puffy.
Squat.
Top down?
Top down.
No,
or
like
puffy.
2.5 or what's it called? Isometric. Yeah.
Just watching Bomberman.
Like what
What did you
happens in
attack
the
with?
game?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Did you
I just saw the
attack?
cover. It was all. I
Was
should
there
go
two-
through.
Was there 2 players?
No.
It's like now we really want to know. This is like 20 questions.
I missed the
video game,
beginning. I
which
just...
we should do.
What was your name? Boy or girl? You're in a suit of armor.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I played Jonathan Taylor Thomas SNES.
Home Improvement, the video game.
See, there is a Home Improvement video game.
Why? Is
Why?
the question.
Because you need more power.
You need more power. I don't think that's the right way to get that power.
JTT had some power.
Did he?
did.
Yeah. He got them panties off.
No.
His own?
Yeah.
All afternoon.
Right. That's legitimate.
Girls
Yeah.
loved JTT.
They did.
Girls used to
I'm
have
being
magazines,
of that age.
magazines devoted to him and his legacy.
Yeah, they'd be like fold out like the 3 panel. You're like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
His
JTT.
legacy of being
He's just
on Home
wearing like a
Improvement.
polo.
So he was the new.
Tom and Huck.
Shoot, what's her
and
name?
Simba.
He was the voice of young Simba, but not the singing voice of young Simba, I
What
think.
was her name that was on everybody's
Heidi?
posters as a lad? When, like they're all 80 now, but she was.
Oh,
They're all 80.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like in
know you're talking about.
Shawshank
Farrah
Redemption-
Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett.
yeah. I almost said Claudia Schiffer, but only because of
Because
Wayne's
you had a poster of
No,
Claudia
it's Wayne's
Schiffer.
World. Because they had that whole skit when they're like, Claudia, be thy name.
David Henley.
Hello, and welcome all to MultiTap Theatre. The following is an entertainment show with special focus on the modern and retro gaming eras. Explicit language and content is utilized for emphasis and flourish, so please monitor children's listening. Yes, listener discretion is most gravely advised. The hosts welcome all audiences and encourage audience participation in most forms. Any visual or oral resemblance to any person living, famous, or deceased is strictly, intentional. And now, for your listening pleasure, MultiTap Theatre. Podcast.
Piper got up and walked away because he's responsible. So I'll be your host, this guy.
Is that our intro? This is the
No,
longest
No, you
non-intro.
gotta come on. You gotta do the intro. You're the captain.
I'm the introman.
Yep.
I never. Welcome to MultiTap Podcast Theatre, everyone. MultiTap Podcast. I've earned the disfavor of the entire crew now.
I tried to stare harder at you in hopes
yes.
it would fix something, and it just made it worse.
It does. It puts the pressure on, and I'm in the hot seat, and my ass gets warm, and then I get uncomfortable, and then I try to say words that I was prepared with, but then they lose them.
They should make cold seats.
They should.
Like they have seat warmers, they should have...
Well, they want you to be all uncomfortable so that you can answer the questions.
Well, that's-
like not well.
yeah, the
But in this
police
cold
aren't
seat,
gonna
They want
give
you to
you,
get
like-
comfortable and be like, oh, he's going to get all the answers.
I mean, like in a car, you have leather seats, just cool it down.
We need a tangent light to hold up.
Right.
Yeah.
We are 5 seconds into the podcast and we have
You
derailed.
didn't get out of the intro, and we got on car cooling technology.
I am your captain and moderator, everybody, as poorly as I do so. My name is Justin. To the left today,
Irene.
across,
I'm Aaron.
and then across from me.
I'm Chris.
Very nice. Everybody knows their names. Today is a success so far. Today we have what we hope to make a short cast because we are on a timetable.
What?
Well, we're never on a timetable. Or always.
Kind of always. And then we just ignore it and we're like, man, I'm so tired. I have to go to work.
We don't have a choice, though, this time.
On this week's agenda, nobody mailed in, so we have no mail. We have trivia. Trivia. Chris, what's your trivia?
Today's trivia topic is going to be general Squaresoft trivia.
Neato.
See, we did Final Fantasy VI, but
Right.
this isn't. That was very specific. This is about the company overall. Please note, Squaresoft and not Square Enix.
That was close to walking there. Square soft.
And not.
You
I
have
can't
the
do
cadence.
walking.
You
I can't
can
do it. I'll
It's-
practice.
It's deep in your soul.
Okay, it's
There's a
it's
little
latent.
walking in your soul.
I have this fear that it's gonna be like, what
Yeah.
year did this like Toriyama join like SquareSoft?
It wasn't
like,
that specific about years.
Fucking
It's more general than that.
1980, and you're like, no.
There is one that's specific, but I made it multiple choice.
Oh,
Are we
Oh,
we
yes.
doing top 3 today?
Yeah, we'll do a quick top three.
Do a
maybe
quick
we'll do
top
we'll do a
three.
top 3 as a podcast because
Sure.
we could just
throw 'em
discuss
into
it because from the little bit we talked about it, I feel like some of us are gonna have some of the same answers.
Right.
Yeah.
This'll
At
be
least
a
enough to be
melting
like,
pot.
yeah, that's good.
that's gonna work.
We got to bringing it back. And we're going to surprise you with that one. The main event, which we've been actually kind of wanting to talk about for a while, but we've changed it at the last minute, will still be a good one because it will be an Aaron rant. And we've actually been waiting like 6 weeks or something like that since
I feel like I'm
putting it on.
disappointed given putting all that much time into it.
It's been built up this whole time, and you've been wanting to talk about it.
I swear I talked about it, just not recorded it.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well, now we're going to record
Whatever.
it. Who would win in a fight? And then that's the end of the short show. So, without further ado, I have no mail to report. Straight into trivia, it looks like.
Trivia.
Trivia!
This week,
I'm gonna,
I
hold on,
am
let me get my cardboard
fighting
ready.
Irene for the title belt.
And
For
I
the
am
title belt.
I'm
Well, I
finally
haven't,
the
I haven't won
scorekeeper.
anything yet. It's something.
The title belt's the best belt.
But you haven't competed
Okay.
yet.
I have
Wait,
not.
is it a belt that we pass from week to week, or is it a belt that we eventually win at the end of like 50 weeks?
That's a good
We
question.
haven't determined that.
We're
do-
gonna
Technically, there is no physical belt.
We could do 10, and
Yeah.
then someone gets the belt, and then every 10, someone get a title
challenge.
match to fight over the belt. Or we could
You get to
screw the
be-
belt and then just answer questions.
That I'm okay with that.
Okay, and then you get that Cinderella story where you're Anderson Silva and you go up for your thing and then you crack your leg open
Oh.
trying to get your title back, and then you're just like, I lost it twice, and now Chris is the champion 2 years running.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully your leg doesn't go all
You
Dawson
turn
like
into-
that.
Yeah, I'm hoping to not
Turn into
maim
Stretch
myself
Armstrong.
answering
Oh.
questions about Squaresoft.
Now you got me
But-
thinking about that squiggly leg.
Right?
Okay, anyway.
Squiggly leg.
All right.
Take away your trivia, if you please, sir, and I will score keep to the best of my ability.
All right. Irene versus Aaron.
We answering.
Down.
We're just yelling our name out.
Yeah, I was going to say we're going to yell our name, then we're going to yell the answer.
We're going to be using your name as a buzzer.
Okay.
It's not going to be taking turns. We're going to just shout it out.
Shout it out. Shout it out.
Judging is handled by Justin this week. He's going to be scoring on his own criteria,
With my own bacteria.
your own criteria.
Sure.
Whatever he feels worth it.
Whatever he feels deserves points. Sometimes wrong answers get points.
Sometimes.
Depends.
You guys haven't even played apples to apples with me, but I am the squirreliest human you know.
Squirrely.
I guarantee you.
Your squirrely factor is high, huh?
Wild card, bitches!
Bushy tail.
Yeah! Yes.
I'm
So,
wondering also, can we still opt to screw our opponent via
That's gotta be
tapping?
in there.
You've got a
That's a-
screw.
That's like a vital
Maybe
component
one.
to the
How
game.
about one screw
I
per
feel.
round? We've got 3 rounds.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Because you usually have... Oh, we used to do 2 per round, right?
2 per
Nobody
total.
used-
2 total.
Oh,
Oh,
2
two
total.
ever?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we do
so now
one
we get an
per
extra
round.
one. We get an extra one, but it doesn't carry over to use them all at the end to screw them hard. Also, since you're deciding since you're using whatever points you want, it's just, hey, you have to answer this. So it's not
Right.
necessarily 5 times points of whatever you're like, yeah, it's 5 times points, but that's worth 1/5 because meh.
Well, I don't get to decide that, though, because taps are ahead of time 5
I don't know.
times.
I don't
the
think they're
amount of,
sacred.
right?
They're
Those-
5 times. We've established times 5, but times 5 of what is up to you.
That's
Yeah.
true. I come up with my own basic. my
Really,
basis
if
of-
anything,
times
the
5
multi-tap
carries.
is for 4 players.
Yes.
What's this 5 business?
That's true. Times 4.
Times 4, it is. We've
That's
just
fine.
now.
Whatever.
Well,
And you
let's
can-
tap out fucking
You can
times
give like
4.
1 million points for.
You should
a
do
question, so-
exceedingly large numbers. Like give people 17 billion points per question.
I thought you meant like Chris gets
Huge
A 5 the size.
I ran out of
gigantic
room
number.
so quickly.
Visual comedy usually doesn't work too well
Yeah.
on radio.
No.
You have to
But
go
except for when people go like, why do you have 30 pages of
Yeah.
scorekeeping?
Let me go back to chapter 2 and see who won.
Yes.
Round 1.
two.
Rewind, everyone.
All right.
Round 1 is going to be easier questions. Now,
Easier questions than what?
easier than the questions that are coming later.
Okay.
We're doing 6 questions per round. Question number 1. This racing game for the NES came out in 1987. Featured an option to toggle 3D on and off. Name this game.
These are the easier ones?
This one's... There's only one...
Green?
It's a Squaresoft game.
Rad Racer?
Rad Racer it is!
I
would
had
pick
that in
Rad
my
Racer.
head. And then I
There's
went...
only one Square racing
I-
game on NES.
For some reason, I started
Well, it's
thinking
two,
of
'cause Rad
Off-Road
Racer two.
Rally, and like that one with like 4 players. And
Yeah.
you just spin the wheel and left
like-
never works on the yellow or something.
It's like
That's why I didn't
Midway
answer. But
or
I-
something.
I didn't know you could toggle. I've never played the game, but you could toggle.
You press
it.
select, and it straight up goes into a red and blue 3D mode. Where
That's-
if you
So
have
you
those,
the glasses.
if you have those horrible headache-inducing 3D 80s glasses, you can totally play the game.
I
too.
have a pair.
Right.
You
Interesting.
press select. Bonus question:
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
dang. Starting out the gate with a bonus question.
what is the baddest way to play Rad Racer?
That's subjective.
It's yours because it's a
False.
bonus.
It's mine with the power glove.
Yes,
So that one.
Yes!
I knew that one, but
it's so bad.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
Not the worst way.
It's because
The
Lucas.
baddest way?
Like not bad, good.
The baddest
like,
ass?
it's
80s
bad.
Have you ever seen The Wizard, Justin? Come on. Have you ever seen have you seen The Wizard?
Twisting, it's been too long.
So on The Wizard, the movie,
Yes.
the kid, the rival kid, Lucas, challenges Corey Matthews to, I don't remember his name in the movie, but Corey Matthews,
Right. Sure.
in a game at his house. He's like, select a game, and then he picks Rad Racer and he puts it in. And he like suits up his glove, and they're like, "What's
I
that?"
bring over like a case.
Yeah,
and
in a
opens it up
case.
like, give me my equipment.
It's the power glove. It's so bad. Irene got it, and she gets the bonus points.
Yay!
Says you.
She gets times 4. The rules state times 4.
Times 4 is the tap out.
Or as if you screw someone.
Bonus questions are up to you.
Bonus questions are
Question number 2.
Yeah.
I don't like that she answered it correctly. 0 points for anybody.
Why was Final Fantasy named Final
Aaron.
Fantasy? Aaron.
Square thought they were going under as their last game.
That's right.
Damn.
That one I knew. For once.
Like
And I
you said
think-
it really fast, like you had a time limit too.
I was also a little worried. Maybe that's not it, and that's a rumor. But
No, that's why it was called Final Fantasy. They thought that was their last
and
one.
now they're like 14 more if you count sequels.
They're deep because there's legends and
Like
there's
20s. Tactics.
adventures. Speaking of adventures, question number 3.
Wonder. Speaking of segues.
Final
Dang.
Fantasy Adventure on Game Boy is actually the first game in what
Irene.
series? Irene.
The Saga series.
That is incorrect.
I'm thinking of Legends.
Stricken!
Not Adventures. Son of a bitch.
I have a wild guess, but I feel I'm pretty squirrely. Aaron.
Everybody's squirrely today.
Crystal Chronicles?
That is also incorrect.
Good.
Good. Whatever. I don't care.
I just wanted to know if that was the answer.
That is.
And it's not.
Did you have it?
No, I was saying I was confusing it with the Final Fantasy Legends. They're not the same, right? Adventures and Legends.
Right.
Okay.
Final Fantasy Adventure is the first game in the Mana series.
Okay.
Seiken Densetsu in Japanese.
Oh, I'm so dumb. Okay.
That's funny.
Question number 4. Name the first title Square released for the Super Nintendo.
I almost just screamed Justin.
Justin. Time up. Time.
Yeah, time's up.
Justin.
No.
That's something.
You're not gonna know what's in it. You know it.
Dr.
Right?
No. They did Dr.
don't
No
know.
for the Super Nintendo.
It's
Really?
Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
I thought that was a little advanced. I thought that too, but I was like, no, there's no way. It's too
No.
advanced.
Is it
All
a
right.
fantasy game?
it is.
Is it
Wait, in Japan?
No.
Three?
For you?
America. First Super Nintendo
is it
game in America.
6?
It's 2.
I was gonna
Two
say
was
it's
on-
two. Yeah. When you said it was a
Or 4.
Final Fantasy, I'm like,
But
Oh,
it's Final Fantasy 2 or 4 would have been acceptable.
Right.
Yeah. Come on.
I
19.
know.
1991.
I didn't play
First game.
1991 Bones.
1991 Bones. This is a meta joke. Question number 5.
We're
Surpasses the
doing
podcast.
so horribly.
What is the best-selling Squaresoft game to date? Actually, this doesn't matter,
Aaron.
Squaresoft or Square Enix, because it's the same game.
557.
Correct!
Dang.
Final Fantasy 7.
I just
never
imagine
been topped. Since
the
it
dumb
is.
case with the greatest hits, and everyone's like, I want the non-greatest hits.
Because that greatest hits on PlayStation is an abomination.
Huge green stripe.
It's neon green. It's like completely. It's the worst. It's the worst thing they could have
So
picked.
everyone
Those-
can see it.
So everybody can
Hits
see that you
are
didn't get the original.
greatest.
So just release them again. Put a sticker on it.
They
for
let you
God's
know
sake.
that you came in late. You're like, oh, you heard it was
Yeah.
good, huh? Yeah,
You
I
got
already
Final-
owned it.
You got
played
Final
it.
Fantasy 7, but you got the lame version. Only why you can play that shit. Not only is
Got the
this,
green stripe.
not only is the case green, but the discs are also not white like they are in the original.
What if you're like poor? You can't afford the
You buy the
original.
$20
So you buy the
PlayStation game.
$20, yeah.
Then
yeah.
you get a PlayStation in 2014 for $10 from Dimple Records.
It also makes me think of alcohol when you're asking for that game. You're like, hey, can I get the Final Fantasy 7 Black Label?
Yeah.
Like Johnny Walker. Can I get the Red Label? Like, no. We only have the green
Green label is the greatest hits
Man.
for like Xbox or something.
Green Label's the cheap
PlayStation.
stuff. Whoa.
It'll do what it does. But
6?
Right.
Question number 6.
Teacher for me to
Are we still penalized for wrong answers?
Yeah.
Oh.
well,
I should not throw it away and be afraid to
I
strive.
liked that being penalized. It put the heat on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just go answering all willy-nilly all the time.
Who is the character designer for Chrono Trigger?
Aaron.
Aaron.
I'm just going to use my tab right now because I'm not sure what the answer is, and you'd probably answer it anyway. So.
This is your
for
game.
Chrono Trigger?
Yes.
Kira Toriyama.
Correct.
Yep. See?
Yay.
Bonus.
I'm like, it's one of those Asian guys.
One
I
of
know
those
him.
Asian
I know
guys.
him. I don't know it when I hear it, but you do it.
What is the...
Oh, wait, no, she gets bonus points for that.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm an idiot.
What were you thinking?
I'm like, I better use this on the last question before the round's over.
Do it.
Answer question, I'll answer quick. I'm a master strategist.
You are.
Please keep doing what you're doing. 'cause it's
Strategery.
helping me.
Right.
Sorry, bonus question.
What other game series is his art most famous for?
Irene.
Here's bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
that's
mine.
why I'm
It's gotta
going.
be you.
Dragon Quest / Dragon Warrior.
That's correct.
Yeah, I knew that one. I know the bonuses.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay.
If only I
Round
answered them right in the
one.
first place.
Concluded.
Be thinking of a voice for this one.
Aaron. I'm just kidding.
My
What
voice.
do you mean?
Talk like yourself.
Why is this hard now?
Oh no.
How do I
What do
talk
you?
like
How are you
myself?
failing at speaking like you? I don't know. I can't speak like me.
I'm trying to do less dignified and more nasally.
Well,
That-
that was an underwhelming anticlimactic round 1 of trivia.
It was kind of.
Says the winner.
Yeah.
Okay,
if you're the
I didn't feel any,
scorekeeper,
like, I don't know.
that went back and forth 3 times. You had the lead. You
And then
took
I-
the lead by like 3 points.
Then I
Then
threw the
you
lead
like
at him hard.
yeah you
Her hard.
yeah then you like took the lead by like 30 points.
that
Some
wasn't
kind of
even my
crazy
fault,
thing. Yeah.
though. Yeah.
I
See, when
haven't-
you and Chris
I haven't counted it.
go
all
toe
yet,
to
but-
toe, like you guys are just like really like, you know. But I think Aaron and I are just like, why don't you go, Aaron? This
You're
is a
so
really
very
polite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Whereas Chris and I do not have at all the
would
polite Canadian
punch each other.
/ Japanese sensibilities of politeness and courtesy.
Yeah.
We are more cutthroat.
You're more Scottish and French.
Yes.
Indeed.
French, I don't know.
The French.
Scotsman.
You're
and
going
others.
down, smelly Scotsman. I will kill you. I will fertilize the grave with my pip.
Yeah.
So
Top 3.
we go to top 3 now because that was the round 1 of trivia, right? He's done. There's no more.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
that was
think
his last
that was
question.
That's his six.
Yeah.
For those of you playing at home, he wandered away. Very rude.
Clearly not Japanese because they would totally have thought that that was a rude thing to do and not done it. But French people,
They would
I
take
guess
right
that's
off.
fine.
They just get up and leave like mid-sentence. You're like, I was okay.
and if you're wondering about Scottish sensibilities, I would only get up if it were for like a drink.
What about like for haggis?
For a haggis.
Just come on
Um,
around, lads. There's haggis to be had.
Contrary to popular belief, haggis isn't that important to Scotsmen.
It
I
just
don't-
happens to be something that they.
It's the something that they eat. It's just like, would you get up to have a burger? You'd be like,
Yeah, I would.
would you?
Yeah, and a burger, a free
Sit
burger.
away from a podcast to go get a
Yeah.
burger?
Are you, if someone's offering me a free burger, like why would I say no? I mean, unless it was
I
like
guess.
an ass burger or something. Like,
We made
if it was a
this burger out of anuses.
Exactly. If it was
Eat
like
it.
a delicious, tantalizing burger, then bye, guys. I'm gonna
You're
go
just-
eat my
you're just
delicious
gone.
burger.
All right, we got you a
supersedes
quarter
things that
pounder,
you have
and
to
you're
do.
like, all right.
If it's a burger,
Food
not
supersedes.
all food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm thinking of the different types of haggis. Like, there's a good,
Haggis
delightful
burger.
burger, and then there's like dollar menu burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haggis
that's
is going to
true.
have a variance too, and I don't want no dollar menu haggis.
That's a new band name. Dollar Menu Haggis.
Exactly.
Well, all right.
So top 3.
Pounded pig anus
We can
into
start discussing
into a
it ahead
patty.
of time, and Chris can follow in.
Yeah.
You are actually the leader on this joint.
Yes. Well, I decided to just do top 3 game worlds.
We didn't decide shit, son.
We didn't. You left it to me, and I got on it last minute.
And
That's what happens when you leave me with responsibility.
And so here we are.
And here we are.
Teach me a lesson.
Well, it's a
I'm
short
the
one
asshole.
today. Pretty much, there's no real criteria here. You could just enjoy it. You could think it's really, like, cool, even if you wouldn't want to live there. I usually thought, I'd want to live in this place. I wish there was an MMO of this place so I could be there. And before we mention Elder Scrolls Online, it's garbage. Don't.
We could get into some serious trouble. We could get into some time trouble talking about this if we all throw stuff out there because there are a lot of game
Yeah,
worlds that are pretty compelling.
I agree.
Well, just keep
Well, that's
going.
just
Yeah,
what
so
I
it's-
went for.
Okay,
Let's start.
I'll try to moderate us on this one. I don't usually do a very good job, but I'll try to. I've got a clock near
Are we
me.
doing a collective top 3, or are we doing?
I
our
think
traditional?
so.
Collective
Okay.
makes sense for
I'm-
this. This one's a pretty broad topic.
So,
Okay.
Chris,
Pick your favorite.
now that you just got back to us,
Sorry.
like 10 minutes ago, he never left. What
I'm not cutting any of this out of it.
would you throw
That's
into
all
the
right.
running for like the best game worlds in your opinion for whatever reason?
Best game worlds, as in place I would want to be, or just thing.
That's what I was going for. It could be like just well thought out. Like, oh, this is really cool. It would suck to be this peasant, but fortunately, I'm a warlord. Like, if I'm going to be some random schmo, at least we can learn magic.
So do you're talking about no matter who you are, this world would just be the tits to live.
That's
in.
just what I'm going
Like
on.
being an omniscient
Anyone.
person, just looking at it and
Right.
watching it do its
Like,
thing.
Not having
I-
if you were a peasant, you would still be okay there, but the
think
world
you
isn't
can
cool unless you're a warlord. Just whoever you are, this world's legit.
You
I'll
can
tell
just
you why.
define it the way that you want.
Yeah,
Sure.
I really like Fallout. I don't want to be in Fallout.
Right.
Right. 'cause
That sucks.
here's- my first thing that came to mind
Cool
was
game, though.
like Zeebs from Metroid, because I just like being there.
Zebes.
What kind of
I
weird
think you
critter?
mean
Look at this
Zebes.
thing.
I
It just
mean
crawls in
Zeebs.
circles.
Not Zebes. I don't know.
Zebes.
Its natural defenses is being spiky and crawling on walls and never stopping.
I just
Right.
like being in that world, but only if I'm in a power suit.
Yeah, wouldn't you be terrified? I don't think it's breathable air.
But here's a better answer I just thought of. I want to be in the Dragon Ball Z world, and I'll tell you why.
Sure.
Okay.
You know why? Because in that world, you can just train and then
Yeah.
you can fly.
Anybody?
Anybody,
Yeah.
because Krillin's a human. He does
That's
fly.
true.
Yamcha's a
Strangely,
human.
Yamcha's a human.
You just
Fucking-
train and then you can shoot beams of power out of your hand.
Does
Oh,
that
you-
technically count? I mean, I know it was a video game, but it started as like a.
Fine.
Jeez.
Mr. Satan had like a power level of 7.
Right.
He was like, well, you're like as strong as 7 dudes. That's an incredibly strong human. Too bad we're all superhuman and they'll blow up
That's all
planets
it
for
ever
no reason.
was just like.
Big numbers.
Yeah.
It was
like
pretty much Asperger's
Super Saiyan
before it was
level
diagnosed.
4, now it's just like, really?
Yeah.
It got a little cray, is all I'm
A
saying.
little cry.
A
little
little
bit.
cray.
Oh, girl.
I don't know, man. I have to think about that now.
What about you, Irene?
Well, I picked 3 of them because it,
You got 3.
Because
Oh,
you
okay,
followed
well.
the
Nice.
formula that we should have, and
Yeah.
none of the rest of us did.
I
Way to play by the
technically have-
rules.
Yeah, I technically have 4, but anyway.
Throw them on out.
Okay,
Or
so
throw one out.
the number 3 that I had on my list was for probably didn't play this game, Saga Frontier,
Yeah.
because I love that game.
It was a
It's
killer
really
game.
Pretty
I like
and-
Saga Frontier.
Yeah, and they
It was
kind of
a-
went all over the place with the
There was another
I
Saga.
like Saga Frontier too, also.
Saga Unlimited
Unlimited
Saga.
Saga.
Limited Saga.
I like that one too. Those were very colorful. I liked the art design. I just liked how it looked. Yeah, the
Saga
aesthetic.
Frontier 2 is all done in watercolors.
I like
It's
water.
beautiful.
A lot. Yeah,
It's great.
Yeah.
it's very calming.
Am I doing all of mine right now, or are we doing like?
Go for it. What else?
Do you
why
have
don't
more to
do
say?
One, I do, but let's,
The one that I
let me
shot
just
out
keep going
beforehand
on.
was Mass Effect because I thought it
Yes.
was really cool to live in that world. I think mainly because of the diversity.
But you're being invaded.
You are on Citadel. Say you were on
No.
some other peaceful planet that you sometimes find, and they're just like, "Oh, no problems here, bro."
Just a
And then you
Thresher Maw, another one.
Right.
Thank goodness.
Why do Thresher Maws exist on every planet system that you go? Like
the Mako just like throws the legs down when it lands.
But like every solar system you enter, and then you go to another, a planet, and there's a Thresher Maw.
in
And it's
the
like,
Mako.
did they just invade
The
the
Mako.
universe? Like Thresher Maws are now in every galaxy.
Maybe they're like coil up hella hard and then just jump and achieve escape velocity and burrow into another planet and lay some eggs in it.
Just like float until they hit a new orbit.
Yeah,
and
totally. That's totally feasible.
shit some eggs out over a planet.
Just crop dusting eggs.
I thought it was cool. There was a bunch of diversity. You have Asari prostitutes.
Yeah.
You have some sweet technology on those worlds. It's
They
kind of like a Firefly world to me. There's potential for you to do what you could like smuggle things. You could just be a peaceful farmer on some planet somewhere.
I think
like,
they
it
cured
was, It was
cancer.
just cool. They did that whole Elysium thing, cancer curing.
I think they cured all kinds of shit.
But they couldn't cure the freaking Krogan,
The genophage?
the genophage.
I guess they
We
could.
can cure
They
human
just didn't
cancer, but no
wanna.
Krogan genophage.
Krogan quads are really complicated.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. And you have little tech things, the little Omni.
Yeah. I was also
tools.
really big on the Mass Effect world, playing like...
Just a really cool.
I wanted it to have an MMO. I wanted to play more of it without just being like a next mission.
Right.
But
I
when they
could-
make MMOs of things, they ruin them.
I can use another MMO, like I could use an asshole on my forehead, but I probably would play it. I don't even want to play. Like I like the Elder Scrolls stuff, but I don't want to play ESO because it's an MMO.
I played the beta of Elder Scrolls Online, and
too.
It even in that beta, I was feeling like I wouldn't pay for this.
You were,
Yeah.
you were underwhelmed by it enough so that you wouldn't.
I wasn't.
Would you-
I was just whelmed.
Would you buy it? Nice. Would you
It
buy
was-
it at a $60 price
I
point?
wouldn't,
with no
because
MMOs
here's the
and
thing: it was
capabilities?
solid. It
Okay.
played just like Skyrim. I mean, identically to Skyrim. I mean,
Right.
if you know how to play Skyrim, the controls are the same. The combat's extremely similar. So it's more Elder Scrolls, which is fine. But
Right.
in an MMO setting, I just played through the beta, so I didn't play I didn't party or anything. I kind of just went through the story quests and.
Right.
But even after that short time, I was, even if it was free, I don't know if I'd stop playing the other MMOs I'm playing to play that.
Right.
It's a little bland.
The only thing I actually like from those as a world building goes, they had a lot of cool race things, and they had some cool architecture in some places. But I might choose, if I was going to do like a medieval one, I might go to somewhere like Dragon Age. That world was pretty cool. Those worlds were cool. The magic existed there.
Dragon Age was cool, but it tried to be what I felt like Warhammer Fantasy. It was
Yeah.
trying to do that a lot, and I'm like, I understand where you're going with this. I've seen this.
And it felt a bit small, but it felt fleshed out enough for its size.
Yeah.
It was a little small, I guess. I would agree with that. Dragon Age 3 or Inquisition.
Inquisition it will be.
That one seems to be rectifying that. You know what?
I hope so.
World that was underappreciated, in my opinion.
What?
And people fucking disagree with me, but Kingdoms of Amalur.
I don't disagree with you. I just didn't like the mechanic.
Oh, I loved that game so much. I had so much fun playing that game.
I found it whelming.
Well, you were whelmed.
I was whelmed.
I just remember the
it was
names.
okay, but I enjoyed other games far more than I enjoyed that one. But I have 2 copies of it on different things.
I really enjoyed that game. I loved the power progression of that game. Like, I liked how in the beginning you really aren't powerful at all. By the end of that game, you are.
It's actually
God.
probably a strong suit. Yeah,
Yeah, and I like that a lot. But
it's RPG elements.
for sure.
One I would be pretty cool to live on. I'm sure if I grew up here, it wouldn't be like so incredible and gorgeous because it'd be so commonplace. But Skies of Arcadia,
Hey, that's a good one.
I'd
man,
be like,
yeah.
damn,
Beauty,
I just
actually.
look out my window and see the vast, empty blue. Going back inside, it's like living on top of the ocean. Don't look down.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
White Knight Chronicles did that for me a little bit because playing. Did you guys play that?
I did, but I didn't. I have 2, and I haven't gotten far enough into it to see any landscapes.
Just the vistas in that game are great. Like, it's just a beautiful world.
I saw the first town and the first little path that you take out of the town. Nothing was that beautiful.
There's beauty and there's giant robots. There's magic.
And why?
it's
Oh
good.
yeah.
White Knight Chronicles world's pretty good.
I'm trying to think of worlds that aren't completely terrifying. Like that you go there and it's just like this has plagued humanity and everything's horrible. And
Mushroom Kingdom, your only
Don't go to
worry
the
is
Northlands. Orcs will
lizards.
chop your dick off.
Right. In Mushroom Kingdom, you can probably just live as a citizen, unaware of the battle between Mario and Bowser
Yeah.
most of the time. And in the headlines, you'd be like, "Bowser's stolen Peach again." And you're like, "Nah, shit."
Like,
Well,
by the
you don't
time
need
the-
any. You don't need any law enforcement, but you've got one plumber and his brother to take
Right.
care of that, ordeal.
Imagine you're a little like toadstool guy,
Periodically
and like
they
a
have
Goomba
sports.
shows up in your yard. What are you gonna do?
Jump on him.
You have to
They're
wait for
so
Mario to come
short.
around, though. You'd be like, Mario, thank God you're here! There's no, like, Mario signal that you can shoot up or something.
Yeah.
Like in your mushroom house, like living in terror the whole
Like,
time.
go away! I just want to deal
walking
my
back and
my
forth.
cards, play memory.
Wait for him to intrude upon your household and then find out that a crocodile's taking you hostage and be like, do something.
But
He's
how
been here
did
for weeks.
Goomba do that? They don't have like arms.
They have menacing
or-
teeth.
Do they?
They do. I feel like the citizens
Yeah.
of the Mushroom
Yeah,
Kingdom should
underbites
be
them.
cooler than they are. Like, more able-bodied.
Are all the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom like toadstool?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Well, in most games.
They're all
You-
mushroom.
They're all
related, I
mushroom-headed
think.
people.
Yeah, and then, from small mushroom people to, like, old and then mustached mushroom people.
It'd be
like,
fun.
saggy.
It'd be fun to have the Mushroom Kingdom in like a Grand Theft Auto scenario where you just,
Interesting.
get a golf club and just bolt toadstools out of the park.
It is colorful.
Thanks, on
I would like to live in the Doorbell Kingdom.
He came over and fucking ding dong ditched you with a package and just took off.
Ding dong ditched you.
Yeah, we got a package.
What's inside your package, Chris?
We're all included now.
I haven't heard ding dong ditched since I was like 4, I don't know, 6, something.
Like I look out the window and there's
Go
the
ding dong
vampire
ditch
and the
old man
dude's
Jenkins.
literally
Run,
running
run.
back. Like,
Doorbell ditch. Ding dong is always a
Ding dong is the sound it makes. He's using onomatopoeia, don't judge him.
doorbell ditch. Little-
I've heard both, but ding dong ditch sounds more juvenile. So
It really does. You're getting extra points right now for ding dong ditch.
yeah,
Aw.
we're like
Because I can
between
do
the
it.
panels.
Trivia.
There's no way you can lose right now.
That is not true.
I'm
We
gonna-
have 2 more rounds.
In 2,
I could get every single one of them wrong.
you could.
And then take a
I'm
couple
gonna
and
say no. I don't like that one. First one was. I'm sorry.
So,
Unless I start handing out
Mushroom Kingdom.
points for saying fun stuff.
I'm gonna
Um,
go to Mushroom Kingdom. You know why? Because it's peaceful. It's
Yeah.
vibrant. You got sports.
Sure.
Yeah.
You got go-kart racing.
Yeah,
You have
You got multiplayer.
inclusion into other universes. Like
Right.
Sonic will visit. You have
Sometimes Sonic's in your
And
games.
sometimes Kirby's
Solid
in your
Snake's in
games,
your
yeah.
games.
if you're a human in the Mushroom Kingdom,
Yeah.
clearly you're incredibly capable by their standards.
Right.
You're gonna have a good life.
You're gonna be so tall though.
You're gonna
You
be
can
well,
jump.
whatever. You'll be a
Nobody
sports
else can
star
jump.
automatically.
That's
Mario
true.
and Luigi weren't very tall unless they ate a mushroom.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they were kind of short.
And then they were just as fat as they were tall when they.
Exactly. Yeah.
What if you go to the Mushroom Kingdom and it turns out it's all just a metaphor because everybody's just on a mushroom trip?
I've thought that.
Deep.
Everyone's thought that, but my favorite thing for that metaphor
Your idea
is
is cheap, Chris.
when you die
Contrived.
in Mario, you fly up into the sky
Your
and
legs
then
fold up.
well, yeah, you fly up into the sky and then you fall through the ground. And I'm like, I can imagine you just falling off panel, but imagining just like and then
You fall back
through
into your
the
body.
ground. Like, no.
I think they just jump off the cliff. Like when you get hit by something, like instead of touching it, you're like, no, I'd rather die.
I'd rather die than touch that gross
it gets
Goomba.
foregrounded because you fall.
It's up.
Like you don't go through the ground; you
That's
go in
true.
front of the
Yeah.
ground.
They should have
so-
adjusted the sprite.
When you jump, you get a cool sound.
It really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Debatable.
I think it's silly that until Mario. I want to say until Mario RPG, they didn't show anybody else who could jump. Like some of the bad guys jumped and stuff, but all the people in the Mushroom Kingdom and then other people that you ran across later on in different towns would be like, "Oh, thank God you're here! You can finally reach that thing." Nobody else jumps.
Mario
Nobody
2.
else can
In
jump.
Mario RPG
Mario 2.
Who else
Mario 2,
jumps
you get
in Mario 2?
Toad.
and Luigi.
Well, yeah,
and
but I mean,
Princess.
You can beat Toad. He's clearly one of their guys.
But I mean, all the people and all the worlds and stuff like that. There were no.
But Mario 2 is not in the Mushroom Kingdom either.
I-
That could
that's true.
jump.
That
Yeah.
kingdom would be weird as fuck to live
Nobody
in.
else can
Mario
jump.
2
They're like,
Kingdom?
that box
Doki
is right
Doki
over
Panic?
there, and it's not even like
I'd
the
have some
highest you
Doki
can jump.
Doki
There's
Panic
like nobody
attacks.
can
You
get to
throwing
it.
onions
I
at
think
people.
there are
We
people
can't
who
jump,
could
like-
jump, but maybe they just didn't care about getting the question
Maybe.
mark. I remember those. Didn't those little dough thingies in Mario 2 jump sometimes? No, am I making that up?
The weird little like
And then
flower
the-
sack
Dough-
man.
Yeah,
Those
the
are-
Oh, the
things,
little
they
snow
hopped
flurries,
a
the
little
little-
bit. Yeah.
They
I
might
call them
have
dough
jumped.
things because they look like.
But Mario 2 is not the Mushroom Kingdom.
Right
Mario
I guess
2
that's
is
true.
like
That's
in
Agrabah.
Arabia.
It's
Yeah.
Yes.
Agrabah.
If
Saudi
Agrabah
Arabia.
invaded the Mushroom Kingdom would be fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mario would have to deal with so much extra stuff.
But they'd have onions.
Good food. supplies.
Agrabah throws, or Agrabah,
Radishes.
Mario 2 throws radishes. Are they?
I don't know.
Radish.
Turnips.
Turnips,
Turnips?
turnips maybe.
Turnips.
I
They
think
had
they're
the
any of
little
those
ones
three,
with the
really,
Sprite
right?
on it.
Oh,
I've
radish
never
is
eaten
red.
a turnip, so I don't know. Radishes are they can be white, like Japanese ones.
The ones that you
daikon.
pulled up
Yeah.
were white, yeah.
Yeah.
With a little face
Yeah.
on it.
So
If you
they're-
say the ones in Japan are white, that makes sense for Mario 2.
Oh wait,
There
no,
you go.
there were the red and purpley kind of ones. There's the white ones and smiles.
Are those beets?
Yeah.
They're
And
like,
then they
hey
had-
buddy,
Oh, beets are red.
Didn't they have like
Yeah.
the orange colored
That's
ones
what he said, the
that
red
were tiny?
ones. I was like, beets are...
Like they had the
I thought
big,
those were
thick
purple.
ones, and then they had small
Oh,
ones that were like
Purple,
orange. or
red.
Yeah.
Some
Probably-
color.
Onions.
Anyway,
Well, the Onion Kingdom wins.
Onion Kingdom wins.
Onion
Does
Kingdom.
it really? Are we done?
I don't know. You had others to talk
You
about.
didn't.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I mean it's.
I wanted
thought we
you
were
to.
just
I didn't
gonna
wanted you to
go-
bring up the one.
What
You
were
wanted
yours?
me to bring up
Because it's
Ivalis
lovely, yeah.
because it's called Ivalis. and
Ivalis?
Eyeball, is that what you
Is
call it?
Ivalis.
Is it legit Ivalis for you?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I always.
You
I
call
call
it-
it Evilise.
Evilis. Okay.
I've heard.
Let's see.
That
how-
makes it
Evilis.
sound evil. Evilise.
Hello,
It is
Evelyn. It's Evelyn.
According to the katakana, it's Evilis.
Evilis?
Evilis. Yeah.
Okay.
Evilise.
Well, I defer to that.
I'm stuck
They
with
got
an
the
evil
gun.
lease on this car. I cannot be rid of it.
Exactly.
Fuck the Evilise.
But
Fuck the
Evilis is a good one. It's great.
yeah,
It is.
You've got
Yeah.
grid-based combat.
You got Cocobos.
For anyone who's
You've
listening
got
that
Cocobos
does not
made out
know,
of cocoa.
Straight legit Cocobos. You crack them open and eat them. You thought
got-
they smelled bad on the outside.
They've got great job classes.
They do.
Yeah.
It's not just tactics, though. It's
I know, it's also 12,
Those are
which is
good.
my favorite.
it's also vagrant.
Those kingdoms.
It's also Risk Breaker.
You never knew how
was
beautiful
his
those
job
were
class.
in tactics until you got to 12 and you're like, holy shit, these castles are stunning. Like that world was
Stunning.
I'd beat my legs, I would stunning. They were stunning.
they had,
All of those
they had to break you
environments.
out.
Even the little desert ones that
Arcadia.
are like shitty weather and area and stuff, great looking.
Everything in 12 is majestic and fantastic. Like you journey, you walk your ass from point A to point B, and along that way, it really reminded me of like Lord of the Rings, walking to Mount Doom. I mean, you're walking towards like Arcadia, and then you go like get those swords, and dude, then everything is so well designed. It's
Especially
so
for
good.
PS2. I was
Especially for
blown
PS2.
away when I
Oh,
played it
hell
the first
yeah.
time.
Some
Like,
of
it
those-
still looks good
It
now,
still
but
looks
it looks
good. I would kill for them to do 12 on Vita like they did with 10.
Right.
Because I think it would look so good with an HD.
That's the one that
Oh,
deserves an
God.
HD remaster.
And they even did they re-released 12 and called it in Japan and called it 12 Zodiac Job System. They re-released it. It was like a
They called it Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Job System?
yes,
The game is called that?
yes.
That's
It's because they revamped
interesting.
they revamped the license board so that they focused on specific jobs. Because in 12, you could give job classes to people, but it was on your own terms. Like if you gave somebody's gambits all
Right.
like heal at this level, you essentially turn them into a white mage.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, like in the
Right.
Zodiac Job System, you just pick a license board, and that's only the white. They only get white magic or whatever. But the game is in English because they thought the English voices were better, so they released it in English. And
They were wrong.
so my point is, they could release that game with the
Boss
Zodiac
fight.
Job System or the original, put them together, easy money. But Evilus is good.
Evilise is good. How
What
many
is
more did
Ashley?
you have? You
Ashley
had-
Riot he's a risk breaker, right? That was his job class.
I don't
That was his
remember.
job class. That's not a real job class.
A risk breaker?
Yeah,
You made it
because
up.
in that game, in Vegas Star, you get risk. Your risk increases the more you
Right.
attack. You can attack as much as you want, but the more you attack, the more your risk increases, and the more your risk increases, the more likely your shit will break.
Yeah.
Like your equipment will break. So like it was a risk
Jeez.
reward type thing, kind of like Bravely Default. Now that I think about it, because you can risk it and just attack fucking forever until this thing dies, but then all your shit's gonna break.
Mind blow.
I know. Bravely Default sequel to Vagrant Story.
Right.
They Shyamalan'd you.
Yep. Very bravely default in the Evilise Alliance. So yeah, Evilise is a solid one.
Evilise, as far as like RPGs and everything, that's my favorite.
Some gorgeous
That's my
business.
fave.
Bravely default's
Good
really
stuff.
pretty though too. That's a cool looking world
Is
too.
it?
Well spaced.
Oh yeah, they have the towns how they
And-
zoom in and out.
I mean, it's not horrible.
But it's not
for
the
me,
best.
it's
You
a
wouldn't-
little generic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not horrible.
I love the
like it.
2D perspective and the towns and stuff. Like
Yeah, I like. Oh, the towns
yeah,
are
it's-
awesome.
I just thought of a good one. Tales of Vesperia.
Tales of Vesperias.
Of Vesperias. That one has like
Tales of a Spare.
tree villages and other like
That was a great-looking game.
Yeah, it's. I don't know about the spacing on that one because I haven't really done the overhead map thing. But the towns that I've gone to have all been really cool and well well designed differently so that all villages don't look the same. Actually, the Tales games do
All
a really good job. Tales of the Abyss, those
All
towns
the
were
Tales
quaint
games.
as fuck.
Yeah, Tales of Legendia was great.
Yeah.
They all have really good worlds. They're all vibrant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend of Dragoon had some cool ass towns.
Legend of Dragoon's problem, goddamn random battles.
Right. That was your thing last
They were
time,
random.
too.
You knew exactly
And the
how long it was
indicator.
going to be.
So that's
It was a punish indicator.
if you were a Joe Schmo in Legend of Dragoon and you're walking around, your shit starts turning red. You're like, I don't have a sword or anything. I'm fucked. That's why you don't
Yeah,
live
then you
there.
just stand still.
Yeah,
you never. You're an
wait for a party
NPC
member.
now.
but they
You
seem to
are
be
an
like,
NPC
you
now.
can live day to day life in Tales of Vesperia
Yeah.
without having to worry about unless there's
Oh.
like one of those boar stampedes and then you're screwed. But
I thought of one, and I'm sorry because we're
Go.
now dragging it on.
Go
That's
for it.
fine.
Nino Cooney.
yes,
Nino
Good
Cooney's
God.
world, to me, fucking wins right away. I love
That
that,
w-
world. The towns in that world are so amazing. They're so I just want to visit every town.
However horribly named, they were cool looking towns.
Yeah, Ding Dong Dell. You like Ding Dong, so
Ding Dong
Ding Dong
Ditch.
Dell.
He loves
Bitch.
Ding Dong.
Ding dong, man. Ding dong. Ding dong, yo. 5 points to whoever can name what that's from.
I know.
You know what it's from.
It's because it's an actual the food, right? Ding dong. Oh, I don't know. It's from like an '80s movie or early '90s.
You're close. It's a time period, but this is hard. This is obscure.
Because my brother used to say this all the time. I don't remember. I'm ashamed.
Anybody?
His.
It's actually it's a music video. That's from a music video.
Oh, it's Is it Weird Al?
Yes.
From Fat.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Where he says
Yes.
like, "Hey man, you want some pizza? I think I got something around here somewhere." And he's like, "No man, that's okay. I'm on a diet." Oh man, you can't be doing that diet around here, man. The guy goes, "Yo, ding dong, man, ding dong, ding dong, yo." And he's like, "I'm okay, guys. I'm just
Man, you ain't fat. And he's like,
you ain't fat. You ain't nothing."
wow.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Ding
That's hella.
dong,
That's points. That's
yo.
five,
Yo.
5 points. 5 bonus points.
Yay.
For who?
For
All right.
me, I know.
I'm like, what
You
happened?
got it.
For Chris.
For Chris.
Yes.
All right.
Five
What was your
points for you for answering correctly.
What was your third?
Excellent.
I had 4, but
Oh, all right.
no, that's okay. I was gonna say Guild Wars 2 looked really pretty.
Guild Wars
Yeah.
2 is pretty.
Play Guild Wars 2, but I was interested.
It's
The-
pretty.
Is it good?
The art style in that game is great.
Yeah,
Is it a
it's-
good game or is the art style good?
It's good too.
Okay.
Yeah, for an MMO. Yeah.
Is it
It's
still
solid.
available? Can you
It
play
totally is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
one
it's
you pay.
absolutely.
You buy it, but you buy it, but there's no subscription, so it's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be expensive anymore.
It's like $30, I think.
Yeah.
I think it
Wow,
might
so
still be
40.
40, 50.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
40. Okay.
I think they kept the price up. You never have to buy it again, but
Yeah.
Right.
like I can go back to it anytime I want.
You'll
as
pay
many times I want.
$50, but you won't pay $8,000 in subscription fees.
No.
Exactly. Just how you can design your character. It's like really you can get really detailed with the design.
Good
Yeah,
choice.
it's
That's a good one.
Well rendered. And then the other one was Okami. But
Oh, that's a good one too.
Oh, that
That
is pretty.
horrible
lot of
old
turmoil.
woman who eats animals or whatever. You get that's what I think of.
I might have to give it to Nino Cooney, like upon. Oh, gosh.
Think about that
It was
port town.
beautiful.
I forget what it's called, but there's the town that, it's the port town that you get your first ship in, and like it's just everything is alive in that game.
Yeah.
You can just stand and look at the city or any town you're in, and it is vibrant and alive as fuck.
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
alive as fuck.
I don't think I would ever want to live in any of the because no disaster hits those. I mean, sometimes things happen like
In
the
Nino
volcanoes being
Yeah, the volcano.
horrible.
Some
but
10-year-old
like,
kid has to stop it.
yeah, if you're like, I would live in Final Fantasy 6 or I'd live in Final Fantasy 7. Those towns get wiped the fuck out.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would live
Final
in
Fantasy
Final
VI.
Fantasy 7.
I would
No.
What about
no.
Nibelheim? Nibelheim was nice.
What
It
about
was up in the
Calm?
mountains. It was
What about Calm?
Niflheim?
Niflheim?
We're fucking
Nibelheim.
we're
Nibelheim.
fucking Sephiroth
They get
and a bunch
invi-
of cultists and shit hang around.
Right.
That
Where do I
sounds
sign up?
delightful.
In that one house, but everybody else was cool.
Yeah.
Everybody else was living their life, sweeping
They
their little
probably
doors.
Until the-
stay in at night and just like shut their doors up and turn off all the lights and hide it.
Until the village got burned down.
That's true.
That was later.
That was in a flashback.
That was
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. I wouldn't. I mean, some of them were nice. I would
been
live there,
rebuilt.
but they
They
all
rebuilt.
get fucked over. But I guess except for Wutai, but like
Wutai?
or Cosmo Canyon.
I call
Nothing
it
really
Wutai.
happens to those two.
What?
I call it
Everybody
No,
Wutai.
that was like Wutai. It's a gang.
Wutai.
Okay, I thought you were like you call it Wutai. We call it Wauti.
That's, he'd probably call it. Justin would probably call it Wutay or something.
Fuck you. I called it Wutai. Just
What do you call Midgar? Midgar?
Midgar.
Midgar.
Gold Sausa?
I just
Gold salsa. What was
I
that?
can't even think of what that accent's from. Gold salsa.
Costa del Sol.
Hey, come on down to Gold Salsa.
Hey.
You guys could win some schmanolis or whatever. You could win 1999 bones off the old machine there.
Remember, somebody was recording Cloud when he was on a motorcycle hitting shit with a sword. Like, that would be an awesome video game. And then they make an arcade game out of it.
Costa del Sol's good.
Costa del Sol's cool.
Costa del Sol doesn't get fucked up. There's a web
Hojo even goes there and is like, I'm on vacation.
Right. You find
Like,
him
I'm a
down at the
horrible
beach.
war criminal. I'm going to hang out on this beach. Yeah.
So, yeah, there are some towns, but usually the towns are like, oh
Yeah.
no, and then fire, or like, oh no, and something gets, or
don't think-
like a weapon comes down.
Cosmo Canyon is probably
What's
safe. I think Calm was pretty safe. I don't remember Calm getting fucked up.
Cosmo
No.
Canyon would be really peaceful. I would be bored to shit.
Yeah.
Living
You would be, and you're right next to Midgard and a Zolom. You're like, so yeah, this place is cool and you can sweep your doorstep all you want, but there's a giant fucking snake over there. Don't step outside the city walls.
Wait till this group of 16-year-olds comes and kills it, and then you, when you see it turn
I
red and
think
explode.
Tifa was 17.
Okay.
So,
Japanese people think
Tifa.
that if you're 16, you're in your prime for
Yeah.
adventuring. So, yeah, all RPG people are. So if you're
Japanese
over-
people love the potential of youth without control.
Well, they think
Like,
that
what
high
is this
school,
power and how can I save my friends?
They
And
think
then,
high
how do
school
I
is the
harness
pinnacle
it?
of their existence.
Mm.
Being a senior in high school, that's it, right there.
That's it.
That's what
Top-
video games is all about.
Top of your game.
And no games really explore you having to descend into adulthood and tropically towards death.
Younger in Bravely Default? Aren't they like really young?
I don't know.
They're like 13 or
Although, what's his name's dealing with amnesia and like girls hitting on him and stuff like that. I
Ring a
guess 13 and
Bell,
14 you
who
get
I thought
crashes
was
and
a
stuff.
girl in the demo.
I got amnesia all the time.
Ring a Bell
Unfortunately.
sounds like a girl's name, and he looks like kind of a, a
He's a bit-
butchy
he's a bit
gal.
foppish, yeah.
Yeah, and the American voice for him is just, if you compare it to the Japanese voice, it's just like, what happened?
Is it like a
What did
Kefka
they-
voice? Hello, everyone!
Yeah, it's like so.
It's a
yeah.
Pikachu.
Go coughing!
Back to James,
I
huh?
love James.
What's James' last name?
Jesse.
Rocket.
There you go.
James
Rocket.
Jesse and Jesse James.
There you go.
There you go.
Jesse Rocket.
All right, so what's
And James Rocket at your service.
what's
Go Ekans.
I
what's our
think
final?
based on how much positive feedback they got, the top three in no particular order has got to be like Evilis,
Yep.
Nina Kuni,
Yep.
and the other one y'all
Mushroom
said,
Kingdom?
Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah,
There you go.
I think them in some order.
that's your
Good solid.
Do we even have to
established
order it? Because
I don't
those are all three good
think so.
choices.
No.
I was
They're
about
all
to
up
end this
there.
segment with like, so those are the ones we like.
Those are good.
Type
Take your
in,
pick.
call in, whatever the
Yeah.
fuck you do on a
Call in.
podcast, and tell us yours.
Tell us yours. Call in.
Call in.
Okay. Let's just say Prime Vacation
Phones.
Realms.
Man, I don't even remember telethons, but what did they say? Our phones are standing by or something?
Yeah.
Like that? Our phones are standing
Operators
by for
are
your,
standing by.
Operators are standing
standing
by.
by for your input on Best Game Realm. So next,
Bringing it back on the MultiTap podcast. Talking about video games. Talking about things they missed from gaming. Bringing it back on the MultiTap podcast. Talking about retro. Wearing that cool nostalgic goggles.
it's an instant fan favorite.
I'm glad.
And I chose this one actually. This is my segment, and I'm all proud of it. It was game manuals because fuck, I miss those things. And they spend so little time on game manuals nowadays. They think it doesn't matter, but they had so much in game manuals nowadays. Back in the day, if you think about it, some of them had a bit of a walkthrough. They always had good art, or they were good game. They had some pretty good art. So they had like
yeah.
character art and stuff,
Yeah.
descriptions, getting you into like their head. And it's like she was orphaned at a young age, but found her way through whatever, and her best friend did this or whatever. Give you that little thing. Each character had a page, and they were like 30 or 60 pages long. They had illustrations for like the places and stuff. They just kind of get you in the game, and
No,
I
totally.
read every
Yeah.
one that I had.
Sometimes they would have it had descriptions of like items and like and the characters. It was great. I loved instruction books too. Nowadays, games don't even come with instruction books. If like most games now, like I bought, what did I buy recently? I think South Park and Earth Defense Force
They don't.
and
They
Blaze
just
Blue.
come with
Like,
a little slip.
they're not even a slip now. I don't think. I think
Just empty.
literally. Well, no, they have like
The registration
on the
page.
back of the outside cover because it's a clear case. On the back of that is like the whatever legal disclaimers they put. Like if you have epilepsy, don't play this or whatever.
Right.
And like that's it. If you want to play, if you want a manual, they give you a URL and then give you a good luck, and that's about it.
And that's like wasted real estate where you could put South Park jokes or like just a bunch of, you could put some attention to detail.
It's a
inside
money
of the
thing
game.
though. They don't want to
Yeah.
spend money
Yeah.
printing 20 pages worth of an instruction book.
That's
I
ass though.
also think that part of it, with some of the game manuals, they had like backstory that like built up to the point that you were in the game. Like I'm specifically thinking of like Zelda 2, where they kind of talk
Yeah.
about what happened, because you kind of start
DLC.
in
That's
medias
DLC,
res, like Zelda's already asleep on that
Right.
thing or whatever.
Well, they set you right where you need
They
to
kind
do
of
it.
explain it, but games nowadays they're so involved that they do the backstory in the game already.
They
so
do.
they don't need to spend that time.
In the
doing
Zelda,
it.
they'd be like, "Oh, in the War of the Sages, there was this, and the ancient sage Sahasrara did all these things that brought the people together to seal whatever away inside of a crystal."
Wait a minute.
But and then, bum ba da da.
Wait a minute. Say his name again.
Sahasrara. Do you say Sahasrali?
No.
Ah,
How do you say it?
I don't even know who you're talking about.
I'm just playing.
what do you say?
It's not that different. I say Sahasrara, so it's not that different than yours.
No, it's the
Sounded
same,
like-
almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly the
Say it again.
Sahasrara?
Rala
That's
versus
like the same
Rala.
name, isn't it?
Rala
Am I
versus
hearing-
Rala.
I heard that exactly the
Yeah.
same.
I think
No.
that's the same.
Sahasrara.
name.
We're pretty close on
You're
that one.
fucking with me, is what you're doing.
You're like 100% close.
We just always
Close.
disagree on the pronunciation, but
I
it's
think that's my favorite.
But I
game,
really
though,
enjoy it.
Is the pronunciation
Yeah.
war?
I really enjoy it.
That should be something.
The pronunciation
Now
war.
you
The
should change
pronunciation
it just
war.
to be contrary.
Sahasrara.
I raise you to a
I raise you.
Sahasrara.
Sahasrara.
Okay.
When I was a youth,
Shastra.
and I was fortunate enough to get a brand new game from the store, the entire car ride home, I had torn that thing open. I was looking at the manual, and I was getting so hype
Just about to say that.
all the playing I was going to do with this game. Like, oh my god, look at that item! Oh, look at that little picture of a dude. I don't know who that is.
It's
Am I gonna fight
pre-immersion.
that? Is he a good guy? I don't know.
It is. I did
Like-
the same thing. Same thing. Sometimes you get a game. At least in my experience, I used to cut school a lot, and I would go to a KD store and I'd buy a game, but I couldn't play it till I got home. But I'd just be in class reading the instruction book. It's getting hyped.
Right.
Loved it.
Hype is game.
Hype as hell.
Hype is game.
Now, like, if they have more than that slip, or even if they have that slip, I'll pretty much open up and look at it if it's doing like an install. You
Yeah.
put the disc in, it's like, hold on, I gotta put this on your hard drive. And I'm like, ugh. And then I
Gosh.
flip it over, I'm like, oh, I guess I can press X to reload my weapon and A to jump. I can
Right.
click down the thumbstick to aim down sights. Another one will make me crouch, just like every other game that uses this control layout.
Sometimes.
Thank you,
That
manual.
was
That might be
really
why-
useful because they wouldn't have that in the games too. So they do have them in there now. Like the whole, his controllers are way complex now, where they just used to have 4 buttons or 8 buttons or something like that. They would tell you in the control scheme, be like, oh, if you push the like on a Lundra, if you push this, you can crouch or something like that. And you're like, shit, I've been wasting 4 hours at this barrel and I can't do anything. It wants me to like lift it, and I can lift it with X, and I didn't know I could lift barrels in this game. So those things got me out of many a bind.
When I figured out in Beyond Oasis, tapping like B or whatever made you jump. C? A? Tapping one made you jump and holding it made you crouch. So you can crouch under shit. I was like, oh, I crouch under things. Because I just hit buttons.
Yeah.
I also appreciated that there was a little log in the back usually for notes. There's like 2 pages for notes. If
I
you're gonna play
love
something
notes.
like Myst or some kind of like Shadow Game
Oh,
or something like
two
that,
pages.
kind of
Passwords.
passwords you could do. You
In
could
my,
put that stuff down, like how you figured it out, or
The notes section I actually used to use those. In my Mega Man X1 instruction book, in the notes I wrote down like the locations of like the armor and the sub tanks and the heart tanks and stuff. When I was a
Right.
kid, yeah.
Doing like Mega Man 2, because it was all like a dot system and a
Yeah.
grid. I just like do my best to draw it out. Like,
No, they
okay,
had-
and then this
oh,
weird
yeah.
little
They had
L, H.
coordinates. It's like A2 or C3.
Yeah, I didn't label that shit. I just made a little grid. I made big tic-tac-toe and put dots in it.
You know what's good? You know what has actually made playing Mega Man a lot easier these days? Cell phones. You know why? Because when a password screen comes up, you just take a picture. I did that very recently, and I was super happy about it.
I love your conversation flow is very rhetorical. It's just like, you know what you can do in Mega Man? Do this. You know why? Because of this. So like that's just
Yeah, to give
so
you a
many
question.
questions that are immediately answered. It's great.
I like to answer the question.
It's great.
Sorry.
We won't know the answers.
I know.
They're in your head. Give me the answer, Chris. Another thing I think is that they are taking away, like in, I think I noticed it in Dark Cloud too. But in games beforehand, they would show you the magic system ahead of time and be like fireball, and then that becomes like when you like push the next button, it becomes 2 fireballs that twist or something like that. In Dark Cloud 2 was the first game that I realized.
Oh, I love Dark Cloud 2.
Right, it's like, if you want to upgrade the wrench, you can upgrade the wrench into like a sharper wrench or something like that, or you can into a beefier wrench. They used to give you that in the guides, like what the things would turn into.
Mm-hmm.
Now they make you pay for it in the OSGs.
Yeah.
The strategy guide thing, like, you have to. That's just in the strategy guide now, not in the because they don't make the
Instruction book.
manuals.
Yeah. Dark Cloud 2 was great. Was great.
It was, and that was the first one that was in a game manual rather than. I was like, "This is almost nothing in this book."
Yeah,
but I had the manual. So
I bought
like,
the strategy guide for that game actually, and I don't even.
That one's worth it because they have kooky like flamingo golf on every level and.
Oh
stuff.
shit! I see Rogue Galaxy. Think about it.
Dude, Rogue Galaxy. We can have a whole conversation on underappreciated RPGs because Dark Cloud 2 and Rogue Galaxy both be in there.
They
Actually,
would.
you know what? Ironically, both those games made by the same developer, Level 5.
Although I don't think I'd want to live in either of those. They were pretty, but I don't think I'd want to live there.
No,
Nah.
too much chaos.
Too much.
There was some chaos, and the bad is too bad. I wouldn't want that guy
Pretty
in
though.
charge of my kingdom.
Level 5 makes some good games because Level 5 also made Ni no Kuni.
Damn,
Fucking
level
A.
5. Yeah, I'm a big appreciator of level 5.
Yeah.
They love cell shading.
Level 5 also did. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong ones, but Layton, right?
Professor Layton.
They were all in charge of all the Laytons so far. All 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those guys. But I think that was my.
That's not Layton and the Quizzical Box.
White Knight Chronicles too.
Oh yeah, that was level 5.
Yeah.
I think it was all I had for game manuals, but I miss those.
I miss them
those.
too.
Should be brought back. I think
I miss
Yes.
them.
they're not completely unnecessary from what their purpose was. I think I would still like, even if it was just bonus material, like, hey,
Just
this
art.
is a note from the whatever, and like special thanks for creators and some
Yeah.
art and stuff from it. We're like, awesome.
Well,
and
that-
I'd keep it in there, and it'd be like,
I'm hoping that. So I did the I backed
damn.
in Mighty Number 9.
Yes.
And there's a tier where if you, I think it was like 60, but you get an actual physical box. I'm really hoping it comes with an instruction manual.
Oh,
That'd
that
be
would
awesome.
be so sick.
Yeah.
Because Keiji Inafune is probably
I
used
wonder.
to putting manuals in his games.
Oh, yeah.
The last one that he made probably had an instruction manual.
I really wonder what type of box it's going to come in though, because it says retro inspired box, but I wonder if
SNES.
well, you think it's the SNES or it's going to be NES? Because most of his games were NES.
That's
I hope
true.
desperately it's not like
I think it'll be
Egyptian
SNES.
Spaceman, Mega Man, like
Yeah.
You know what the bad box are, Mega Man?
Yeah,
you know
bad-
what?
It's like the
They had-
claymation looking Mega Man.
They interestingly had 2 options because you get to choose U.S. style or Japanese style. So
Oh.
maybe you do get a U.S. bad
Nice.
box
Maybe.
pyramid gun toting Mega Man
Wow.
or Mario Beck.
I think SNES though.
SNES. probably.
Remind me though by the end of this night to kickstart to back Heart Forward Alicia.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do
I'm
that
gonna,
too.
I'm gonna at least. do
and those of
15
you
on that.
listening should do it too.
Game
But
was
they have
great.
one where it's like they give you the
If it's still up
is
by
it
the time this airs.
40 or 60 or something like that. They give you the art inspired and all the stuff from the realm and stuff. So all their history and
it's 40.
backlog and
I think you can get the same thing at 60 plus an extra code for the game.
it would totally be worth it for me though because I'm all into world building.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that
might be a
worth
good
it.
investment.
And I didn't do. I was too late on the Mighty Number 9 train.
Oh,
I was like,
that's all right.
and I waffled,
Well,
and I was like, pfft, and I
That's a
didn't.
good game. That game is being made regardless.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know,
I was
So
talking
they're
about.
going to be able to still get it.
This one is too. It's 30,000 over its goal. It's 60,000 goal.
I think so.
Oh,
So it's getting
yeah.
made.
Great. Yeah, that's
At
good.
like
I just
99 or something.
I know I'm gonna want the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get your name in the credits like thousands of other people.
Right.
don't know
I
how
think
they're
even
gonna
down at the
handle
$10
Big
level, which
ass
is like,
list.
Yeah.
It's no longer available. I think you still got your name on the credit list.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the longest credit list rolling game after you beat it. It's just like
It's going to be comically
20
fast
minutes of
forwarded.
yes.
Yeah.
Like that's me.
Yeah.
It'll be the kind where it's all single things like producer, JJ Inafune, whatever, and then like special thanks, and then huge paragraph blocks covering the
Yes.
entire screen that go on
You have
forever.
to pause and
Unless they find
Scan
like,
and they're
creative
like, no.
ways to integrate it while you're actually playing the game, which I
Right.
think would be smart. But, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, that was bringing it back.
that was.
Okay.
And then
It never gets old.
All right.
there's another thing we need to bring back:
What's that?
trivia.
Trivia round
So,
2.
round twizzle.
These are intermediate questions. A little
Are
bit,
they?
little
so
bit
they're
tougher.
hard
Good
because the
effing
first ones were intermediate. For me.
Yeah, at least.
You guys did well on that. I don't think you didn't. The only one you didn't get
I was
like
surprised
one.
how
Was
all
the
of us
easiest
kind of knew
one,
what was
like-
up. And
Yeah.
Giving nothing away.
You guys
are
only
both
missed
on
one.
the board.
Well, you only missed 2. Yeah, you guys did.
I'm not negative this
Out of
time.
6, you guys just didn't answer 2 of them. That's all.
But there were bonuses.
That's
technically,
the
It's
majority.
like a
That's over
75% if
That's
you were
C.
testing.
C,
Okay.
passing.
Well, C plus.
I don't do C.
These are a little
No.
bit. These
I
are a little
do.
bit harder.
I do.
Okay, well,
here we go.
You do
let's
C?
go.
I do see.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Do this.
Name this game. Included the very first demo for Final Fantasy VII.
Oh.
Irene, tap out.
Arena's tapped.
You saw my
Aaron.
face.
You
You were
know,
like,
his face
I did.
gave it up.
It's brutal straight out the gate.
Ah.
Tap out.
All right, you've got how much time?
I'll say 5 seconds.
being tapped, I don't take a penalty. Armageddon.
I think it's the opposite.
I think,
No,
I don't
You're
remember,
tapped.
but
I think if you're tapped,
probably.
you're tapped.
Yeah,
you do take a penalty.
It's the bonus
if
you don't take a penalty.
Right.
If
Yeah.
he
I'm
loses the
stalling for
tap,
time. I know this one, but I don't know
Yes.
this one.
Can you
Go.
take a guess?
Go.
You're tapped. Give up.
I'm just that game with Bruce Willis, Armageddon. I was saying that because it's not right.
That game, Bruce Willis Armageddon.
No, not the one like Armageddon the
There is no
movie,
Armageddon
but
game.
the one
we have a
where Bruce
stenographer.
Willis.
Standing by that says that was not even a complete sentence.
I don't even think Armageddon was ever a video game.
No, not the movie Armageddon. The one where Bruce Willis fights the Four Horsemen. That is not the game, but that game pops in my head
Darksiders.
for some reason. Yes, definitely. Darksiders 0.5. Bruce Willis versus the
don't
Ultra
know.
Oh,
Knights.
Bruce Willis is my shit.
I'm so.
Bruce Willis is my shit,
no
though.
doubt,
that
no
Liam
doubt,
Neeson's,
no doubt,
though.
no doubt.
That Liam Neeson's, though.
What is that game? Now that I'm thinking,
I have
about it?
no
Key in
idea. You have lots
No,
of.
the game where you
Key in
play
Peele,
as a
the
guy who's
game.
just straight Bruce Willis and
Oh.
you fight the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Well, there's a game where you're Bruce Willis. It's made by Sega, though. There was in America it's called Die Hard Arcade, but in Japan it's called
No, it
Dynamite
was a
Deca.
different one.
Fifth Element, the game.
It was a
movie, the game.
third-person shooter, and I don't know why that popped
Oh,
in my
Apocalypse.
head. Yeah,
You're,
Armageddon.
No,
That's
no,
different.
you're right. It is Apocalypse. The PS1 third-person shooter. It's starring literally Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Not like looks like Bruce Willis. The guy. It says Bruce
Yeah.
Willis' name on the cover.
Bruce
Dang.
Willis is fighting the Four
Apocalypse.
Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
They're like,
Unfortunately,
hey, Bruce Willis,
that
do you
is
want to be
not-
licensed in a game? He's like, okay.
unfortunately, not a Square game.
Yeah,
Not the right answer.
yeah.
Or is it?
No.
You have a chance to steal
She's gonna.
you
How do you
tap?
steal a thing that you tap someone?
because
at?
she can guess now.
What?
Because she tapped. I thought that was the rules.
No.
I took away a cluster of points, but I actually gave you a couple
Because
because
you
I was
brought up
amused.
Apocalypse?
Because it was actually so bad, like so wrong, and it made me laugh.
Looped back around.
You got some.
Any guesses? The first game to include a demo for Final Fantasy VII was. I'll give you a hint. It was Square's first fighting game.
Oh
Air Guys?
That
Wait,
wasn't their first
no!
game.
I was like, no, that came out after.
their first fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
Bushido Blade?
Nope.
No.
It
That was
tells
the-
you what number it is.
It tells you what number it is.
That's the biggest guess. If you guys don't know it by now, it's Tobal number 1. That's what it's called.
Oh, of course, Tobal number 1.
Have you not heard of
Aaron.
that?
No.
You're
Really?
so stupid.
No.
for that. I've heard of it, but I just didn't know.
Akira
that.
Toriyama did the art direction for it, and it was
Really?
actually designed by a Tekken creator. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, there was a bonus question, but I don't think you guys are going to get it.
Do it.
Guess anyway.
Who was the main character for Tobal number 1?
No, that demo disc that had Final Fantasy VII, name any other game on that demo disc.
What else came out?
You are
Apocalypse.
not penalized for bonus.
You're not.
You say apocalypse.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
When did 7
It was a great
Basically,
guess.
this the next, like, it was like the
Chex
first
Quest?
3 games on Chef's Quest?
No, Chex Quest.
Chex Quest.
Yeah.
Like the cereal?
Like the cereal.
Okay.
That didn't come out for consoles. Never mind.
Asterix and Obelisk.
I can't think of any other games that came out at the time.
So, that game...
Tenchu.
No. You guys literally said other
You're
Square...
removing points every time.
Here's the
right?
thing.
Not-
you guys
Not for
li-
bonus questions.
You guys literally were naming Square games when you're trying to guess Tobal, number 1.
Uh-huh.
But you didn't say any Square games, but I said name any game on the demo disc, and you named, like, a couple of... So, no, on that
Air
demo
Guys is a
disc,
Square?
Bushido Blade
Bushido Blade.
was one of the games on the
Oh
disc.
my fucking god! Did we just say all of them?
Well, you said Bushido
Okay.
Blade, Final
Okay.
Fantasy Tactics, and then Saga Frontier.
Tactics came out at that time. Son of a. How do I not know this? Fuck. Okay.
I did not have Tobal.
I know
number
why
1.
I don't know this, and that's because I do not know this.
I see.
Okay.
Okay.
I keep looking at the microphone.
Disappointing.
like
That was
I'm
why.
talking.
That was why Total number 1 sold, was because you got to play Final Fantasy 7.
That's the only reason.
That was the only reason, because that
Zone
game was
Enders
crap.
and
Completely.
Metal Gear Solid.
That was
Hey,
our
Zone the
first
Enders
question.
No, I
this
know,
round.
I know, but that's the only reason anyone bought it.
That
was
is,
because of-
yeah.
You do not
Most
say an
people-
unkind word.
About
No, I'm
Zone of the
not.
Enders.
Absolutely not. No.
What'd you get
Love
for
Zone
Zone
of
of
the
the
Enders?
Zone of the Enders came with the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo.
Oh,
And
yeah.
everybody credits that for like the main reason Zone of the Enders won Soul, but that's incorrect because as me and Irene will tell you, Zone of the Enders
It's a
1
great game.
is my shit. All right, question number 2.
That Bruce Willis dog.
Question number 2. Name the game. First game that had Square's logo on it in the United States. It's a Nintendo game. Had Square right on that front cover.
I like how I don't have to worry about this, but as soon as you ask, I go,
It's interesting, right? I don't know. Maybe I know this.
Aaron. Tap. You did it to me!
I know.
Now we're fair!
I know.
I gave you points last time.
I'm gonna
an
laugh
NES
when she
game.
just bam, and then
She just pool sharking
she's
it.
got 8,000 points, and you're like, oh, nerds.
Final Fantasy.
It's a good guess.
I was gonna guess that, but I knew it was.
I would have guessed that probably as well.
I figured it was earlier than that.
It's King's Knight. We talked
Oh,
about it
of
last
course. Remember that?
The old chestnut King's Knight.
Yes.
One of my go-tos when I crack open the old NES.
Yeah. The old NES.
time. Question 3.
King's Knight. Did either of you guess that? You did not.
She
No.
guessed. They guessed
You
Final
You did.
Fantasy.
You had to guess that.
Oh, but that was past the time. I don't think she didn't buzz in. She just guessed.
That's true.
No, I
don't
tapped
know.
to her.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
We have no idea what's going on, do we?
Yeah.
All right.
Keep
Question
tapping. I don't
number.
I'm scorekeeping as best as I can.
Question number 3. Why did SquareSoft move to the PlayStation instead of the N64?
Aaron, FMVs?
Can you elaborate further?
Yeah,
Full video?
Not what does FMV stand
you say
for.
full video?
Formal video? No, disc limitations? Like, because you fit more on a disc than a thing. You want to put a bunch of video
That's
on
an
it.
acceptable answer.
All right.
That is an
You can fit more in a disc than a thing.
Cartridge.
Were you looking
Cartridges.
for a specific game
Cartridges?
that they wanted to
No.
do that
The
with?
reason it.
Imagine how many cartridges Final Fantasy VII will be.
That's the thing is the reason they went in PlayStation over 64 was because they were cartridges based.
Right.
Discs-
Originally, Final Fantasy VII was meant to be on 64, and they're like, we would need 8 cartridges for this.
They made a prototype for
Game.
Final Fantasy VI running on N64 hardware, and they have like 3D models of Locke and Shadow and Terra,
Awesome.
and they look pretty good actually. Have you seen those before?
Yeah.
We'll show you in a minute.
It's probably also why they weren't on the Jaguar.
A Jaguar.
All right, question number 4. Name this Square published, Capcom developed Super Nintendo RPG.
Goodness.
Oh. I can make these noises now. You're out of taps.
5,
Square
4,
published,
3,
Capcom developed.
2.
Oh, no, that's not good.
I'll
One.
give you a hint
Somebody
since
answer.
nobody got it. This is the only version in its series that was actually published by Square. The rest were published by Capcom.
I know, like, so at some point a
Here's
while
a-
back, we're playing some game, and like SquareSoft and Capcom, whatever, all popped up on the screen. Like, that's why this game fucking owns, because we had forgotten that.
The game does own.
I
for
don't
the
remember
record.
what game.
And
You're gonna have
guesses?
to give us
Capcom
another
RPGs.
hint. I know.
There's
I'm
like
blanking.
one. There's like one Capcom RPG.
We are way past.
Is it one that has been mentioned already in this podcast
No.
at some point?
I'm happy I'm not answering because I can't think
Yeah,
today.
I-
I'm looking at the leaves out there and my Capcom RPGs.
Yeah, I'm stumped.
We got Starfish Brain.
Starfish Brain.
That was
That's the
it.
answer.
Damn.
That was Mother Brain's
Gonna
sister.
mention that.
Chocolate Starfish!
Goddamn, Fred Durst always finds a way in.
I'm here to trivia!
The answer.
I hate this.
Why you don't hate?
No, I hate.
Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Uh,
You hate Fred Durst.
all right, one more
Irene,
hint.
it's okay,
The
everybody
main
hates Fred
character.
Durst.
The main character in every entry is the same name.
How many entries are there?
5, technically 6.
What
6 isn't out yet.
console did this one come out?
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo.
But it was one of 2 on Super Nintendo. 3 and 4 were on PlayStation. 5 was on PS2. 6 is a cell phone game. And damn Capcom to hell for it.
5 is on PS2. Oh gosh, this is embarrassing. I have no idea.
Breath of Fire.
Oh damn it! Never.
The only
His name,
Capcom.
like, fucking, like...
I know.
Oh,
What's his name,
that is
like,
Capcom.
The first
Yeah.
Breath of Fire is
Wait.
published by Squaresoft.
That was okay. It was,
And
it
it's
was published by
always
Squaresoft.
Ryu.
Always Ryu.
Yeah. Yeah.
I played maybe 10 minutes of one Breath of Fire.
I loved-
played any
might
of
have
them,
been
my
3.
brother
I loved number
loved.
2, and then it moved up into 3 and 4, and they got a little different than
3 and 4 were the
Yes.
shit.
They were cool though, and
No,
they had
5, and then 6 is
The
a
cell phone.
only in Japan cell phone social bullshit.
I remember 3
was-
was the last one I...
4 was that one where you traded off between you and then that dragon guy, right?
Yeah.
He came from the volcano or came from
Yeah.
wherever, and he did
That game's art style was fantastic.
was
Man.
cool.
I love it.
Those games were
pretty
cool.
cool.
I saw the princess on there with the wings, and I was
Her name's
like,
always Nina in every
this
game.
get Nina.
Yeah.
I was like, this game, and I had to get it.
Yeah.
Is it always like a different situation though?
They're never the same characters.
Okay.
They're always the same name, but different worlds.
It's like Link.
Yeah, exactly.
It's always a different Link, but he's always named Link.
Ryu and Nina always find a way to get back to in cahoots.
That makes sense. All right, that was disappointing.
Was
Number
that your
5.
last? Okay, I was
We got
gonna
more,
say, was that
we
your
got
last
more
question?
disappointment on the way, guys.
Yeah.
Hold still.
Musical composer, Mario RPG. Name it.
Justin.
I thought you would get this one immediately. That was the gimme. I was like, Iron's gonna get this one.
No.
Justin knows it for sure.
God.
Yeah, we've referenced
No.
it.
We talked about it all last podcast.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
Oh,
played.
That's
shit.
okay.
I forgot her last name just now.
She's done everything.
She has done some
Kingdom
some
Hearts.
serious shit. Yeah.
She's okay. Yoko Shimamura.
Yep.
Oh. Yep.
She does every. She's actually doing Final Fantasy 15, Kingdom Hearts. And Kingdom Hearts 3.
She is doing the musical direction. I was so psyched.
Parasite Eve.
Because Mike,
Front
our
Mission.
friend Mike Galugli,
Yeah.
Galugli, yeah, he was the one who told me that
But I
she
guess
was
not
doing
answering
the
this, like,
musical direction on those games, and I got so jacked for it. I was like,
Yeah.
both of those games are buys now, insta buys. I
Yoko
don't buy
Shimamura
anything day one.
did Street Fighter 2, if I'm actually recalling correctly.
Wow,
I think so.
really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Lady's got some. She's got some good music. All right. Last question for intermediate.
Electro pipes.
Last one to get wrong. Or not
This is
get
the way.
at all.
This is the way Justin and I probably felt during that
I
Final
know.
Fantasy
Yeah.
6
It's-
review.
I know.
Now
Right.
it's just on the.
Now it's right back at me.
Last intermediate question. In the summer of 2000, Square did what they called the Summer of Adventure. They released a game every month in the summer of 2000.
None of us remember. I was off adventuring.
Okay. Name this 3D action RPG starring both a male and female protagonist released during that summer. PlayStation RPG, action RPG starring a male and a female main character made by Square.
Justin, Breath of Fire.
I'm just gonna keep
The
going.
real hint is male and female protagonist. I think it's the only Square game where you can actually pick both a male and female protagonist. You
Right.
switch between them.
I just keep going back to adventure mode and air guys.
Adventure what?
Adventure mode and air guys.
Close.
That's all I know.
Okay.
That's all I got. That's why I didn't buzz it with my name. Because I knew it was the wrong answer, so I'm just going to toss it.
Not
Just
Air
maybe-
Guys. It's not the adventure mode in Air Guys.
I gave you a point for being close, but I also I negated a point for not having buzzed in.
Yeah. So you got 0 points for that.
Well, I could have buzzed in and given the wrong answer and lost more points.
I will give
Exactly.
you a hint.
Again?
Okay.
The game has a completely different name in Japan. In Japan, it's called Dew Prism.
Dude Prism?
Dew. Like morning dew.
Dew Prism.
Mountain Dew. Dew Prism.
Lame.
The main characters' names are Mint and Rue. It is 3D.
In the Japanese version?
No,
Or in
English.
Mint and Rue?
Yeah.
Who's the boy?
They should make a mint soda.
Boys Rue.
They
Because
should
you will
make a
rue the
Rue
day!
soda.
Rue the day that you will rue my dew.
Rue the day that we can't get this trivia question.
The answer of the question, you guys give up?
Come on.
Yes.
super
I
good.
give up a
Threads
lot.
of Fate.
What?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm not
You know what's
even
funny?
remotely
This game,
kidding you.
I actually own this game on disc.
Threads of Fate.
Threads of Fate.
Is this the
I
prequel
have
to
never
Residence
played
of
it. Own it, have not played it.
Never
It's
heard
been
of
this
it.
long.
Maybe it's not real because he can't find it down here.
Yeah, he's
got
totally
everything.
making this up.
No, I'm telling you. Come on.
It's a real game. It has that little circular golden ring thing on the cover, the front cover.
That's a disc.
Oh my golden ring!
Oh my! Make your mama go.
So that was the hard round, and now we're going to go into
Yeah, we're gonna go into both.
Extremely
He
difficult.
said there was a multiple choice at some point, and we haven't hit that yet.
The multiple choice was in the hard one. I should have gave you multiple choice for that.
You should give us multiple choice for all.
Okay, for the hard. Okay, here's for the hard ones. I'll give you. Oh no, the hard ones are going to be hard. These aren't even the hard questions. Now I feel like an asshole.
Well,
Thanks.
it's-
See,
Yes,
you know
just
what?
wait.
If there's anything to be learned from this, everybody rewind to not last week's. I guess for you guys, it's a few weeks ago. The Nintendo 64 trivia. He went from like this to this to this. Wild cards.
See, because we all have different like memories of things
yeah.
and different things that we
And
appreciate
actually,
about
probably
things.
different definitions of like hard and easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys just wait until I do some stupid shit you've never heard of.
Dude, I'm
You'll
waiting.
see.
I'm interested to play that round.
Like how many rockets
wanna be
fit in an 8-ball?
Ooh, of Coke?
Yes.
Yes. And Unreal.
Two rockets.
Okay.
It's 6.
I'm sorry.
6
I didn't mean for
rockets.
them to
No,
be.
no, that's okay. Clear, like I said,
The
they're
other-
Like
all
that
kind
hot
of
dog
fun.
conundrum where 6 rockets fit in an 8-ball of
Coke.
yeah. But then
Why do hot dog buns come in packages of 8?
why do 8 balls come in packages of 12?
Yeah. It's why do hot dogs come in packages of 8?
But they both come in packages of 8.
No,
The
if
other-
you get the nice ones, they're 8.
The other games in 2000 they released in that summer Chrono Cross and Legend of Mana, and then also Final Fantasy 9.
I love Chrono Cross, and that's actually the
I was
first
gonna
one on my
say
backlog to
Final
play.
Fantasy IX, because I've never played it, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
In that
To replay.
year, they released a game like every month from like summer to December. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have
All
no
right.
sense of time. Like all of that kind of melds together.
They did
around
this.
that time.
They did this thing where if you pre-ordered all 3 games, you pre-ordered Legend of Mana, Chrono Cross, and Threads of Fate, you actually got a backpack that said Squaresoft and said Summer of Adventure 2000 on it.
Dang.
That's legit.
I know, I kind of wish I had participated.
Pre-order bonuses owned back then.
It's too bad I was off on an adventure that summer.
I get like keychains or
Actually
stickers.
living up the summer of adventure.
Tell you what you weren't doing. Playing these baller-ass video games by
Right?
Squaresoft.
I was.
Okay.
I did play Chrono Cross when it first came out, and I loved it. And I remember I have fond memories of it, but I kind of want to go back and play it and see how it stands up as an
Chrono
adult.
Cross?
Yeah,
Stands up.
as an adult,
I love Chrono Cross.
I like it.
Chrono Cross, I actually played last year. Candy and I took a vacation. I took my PSP with Chrono Cross loaded on it. Played through that whole bastard, like damn into the end again on
Is
the
that on?
vacation.
That's on the PSN.
Yeah, you can
I
play
just
it
have
on,
to pick it up.
You can play it on PSP or,
I think I have the
or your
disc.
Vita.
I don't know the case, but I think I have it on PlayStation.
Oh man, the music.
PSN's having a sale this weekend, but I don't know what it is.
I already
Music
took
and
advantage of
Chrono
that.
Cross.
I got all the Crash Bandicoots for 99
All
cents.
of them.
Nice.
They're
Each?
and- yeah, well, yeah, each. It's a Steam sale on the PSN essentially.
Yeah, they had like
But
a flash sale, right? That's what they called it. I think
Yeah.
it was like a one day only. Right?
It's going through the weekend.
Oh, okay.
And Jurassic Park, Monkey Island,
Walking Dead.
not Walking Dead,
Walking or the Wolf Among Us.
not Wolf Among Us,
Fungus
Sam
Among Us.
Max, and
It's a
what's
few
the other
older
one?
games.
There's like 4 or 5 of those episodic games. 99 cents.
Back to the Future.
It's ridiculous.
Back
Gex,
to BTTF.
the Spyros, Red Faction,
Fucking Gex.
right? So some of those games, but it's
Great.
cool. I bought like 5 of them, at least.
What's our next segment?
Next
Our next
segment.
segment is you going off on it. It's our main topic, but it's you going off on
Do we
what
have-
bugs the hell out of you about horror games.
Do we have time for a main topic?
I think we got a little bit of time.
Well,
Let's compress this.
Let's do it because the,
Well, my
the
whole
only thing we
thing-
have after that is a who would well some trivia and who would in a fight. But
Yeah,
we'll
we'll do-
we'll do this.
We'll do it really quick.
I feel like I
Just
already
rank
talked
it.
about this, but horror games bother the shit out of me now because they're all the same thing now, and that thing is running around in the dark from something that'll kill you, and you gotta hide from it and not let it see you, and bullshit like Amnesia and Outlast and everything. They purposefully inhibit your vision. So they get Slender is a great fucking stupid game that everyone loves and sucks its dick.
Stupid. Yeah.
Earlier horror
missed
games
it.
they could still scare you, still have to run away and stuff. But now it seems like it's less of an attrition. Whereas in Resident Evil or something, you'd have guns and you had to be careful and not shoot all your bullets so you run out. Unlike early Clock Tower for the SNES, a lot of the time if something was going shitty, you could just out. You'd be like, nope, I'm getting out of this room. This thing's gonna kill me. But now there's times when you'll just take a turn wrong or not duck fast enough and you die, start over. And if you die every fucking 10 minutes in a game or less, it kind of stops being scary or cool anymore. If Slenderman catches you every goddamn time, plays a big loud noise and makes a jump scare, little cheap, a little stupid,
Desensitized.
and I don't care
Is it just that they haven't progressed from that formula?
that they got there in a rut, an evolutionary just dead end, and they're just stuck down there, and there's they
So
forgot what else they could do.
Did they plateau, or what's an
No.
What's an example of a?
They fell off.
What's a horror game done right?
Resident Evil 1.
Is there any more recent examples?
That was the last
That was the last game, 1995.
And
That was the last
every
good
other
one.
horror game that came out since then, which is pretty much all of
Dead
them.
Space.
utter garbage.
Space got it right.
Dead Space did it good. It was another one
Got
like
trash.
maybe it's because of my like fucking primitive shooter brain, and I like to be able to fight the bad guys. But like, there's times in all these games where you're like, shit, gotta get out of here. There's too much shit. Or like, even if you know you can fight something, if you screw up, it's gonna get you. Or like, there's too many of these somethings. I have to run, or I have to like strategize this somehow. But how do I strategize when the lights just exploded? And then it's different. Don't tell me it's the same damn thing as giving me a shitty camera with a battery I have to keep replacing.
So you didn't like Outlast. So you like when you can fight back.
Usually.
So what about a game?
Even if it feels hopeless, but
well, what about a game like Silent Hill where you can fight back, but it's usually futile.
Yeah,
usually
great.
you just run.
It depends on the situation.
It does.
I like Silent Hill. It was creepy as shit.
How do you feel about Alan Wake?
That was a great game.
Okay.
Fantastic game.
How do you feel about The Evil Within? Have you seen much of that? That's Shinji Mikami's new game.
Did not see.
Resident Evil creators' new game, Evil Within. It looks.
I heard the name, but I don't know.
Oh yeah.
It
It's
looks
not out
very
yet, is it?
Resident. It's gory and horror.
It's coming though, right?
What's that?
That's not out yet.
No, it's not out yet.
Right.
But there's a lot of stuff shown for it. It's very bloody, and he's claiming that it's a return to form, which hopefully it is.
There were some early games like when they were doing a lot of motion caption video stuff, like Phantasmagoria. Those kind of like
Right.
yeah, but it was like just point and click kind of adventure nonsense, or like it's a lot of just dumb adventure games, and if you take the wrong turn you die, but there's so many ways to die, and it was so
99 ways to die.
99 ways to die. It's not like every damn time the guy puts his fingers in your face and pulls your head in half. Like, that happens once in one place you can die. You can die a million ways, and that was the game's gimmick. Don't die, or do die if this is what gets you off.
What about recent Resident Evils? Because you've played 5 and 6.
Yeah, those aren't horror games
Those
anymore.
are-
Okay, so you're
What
talking about the horror games
older,
specifically.
like Uninvited or like Sweet Home or something.
I don't know Sweet Home, and I didn't play Uninvited. What was the one where you were a gal running from a big hill retard in a mansion? I didn't play that one either. But
The one where you're running from what?
there was like a big like mongoloid dude just chasing around. You were a lady in a gown, like he captured you and brought you to a house or a castle up on a hill and like dressed you up like a doll or something. You run from him all the time. I don't know. It's spooky.
It's not Clock Tower, right?
No, it's not Clock Tower.
Some
I
meta
have no
version of
idea.
Metroid.
It's other M. That was other M.
the one that failed miserably.
I agree with you though. Like I think it is missing. I mean, if it's just ending the game when you get caught by someone, like that's. I don't care about just hiding from something. Like I want to do something in a game and be
Right.
proactive. I don't know. And there has to be like a really good plot, like an involving plot too, and that kind of stuff should be like peripheral. I feel like.
Like Finding 8 Pages? Is that a good plot?
No.
You just know you have
That's
to.
not. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
There's
that-
8 pages out there. Better go get them.
It's the Alan Wake.
That's Slender.
Slender?
Slender?
I thought Alan Wake was the same kind of thing where you
There
had
were
to find
pages.
your-
Those were just weird
But
little
you don't
fluff
find
things.
eight.
You don't have to.
And there's actual like
Oh,
backstory.
I thought that was what was filling in what gets
Oh,
you
no.
through the chapter is you find that page and it's like, oh, this is the thing that happened in the story.
Those
I
are
read,
like
you know?
Riddler trophies. It's not. It's just
Oh,
something
okay.
you can go do.
I haven't played. I watched Corey play it a lot, but I think clearly I misunderstood. I thought that's what he was doing to get
Sometimes-
because he found all the pages.
Sometimes watching someone play a game in their way makes it seem entirely uninteresting to you.
Right.
I saw Corey play. I just said it. Dead Space. The game did not look fun to me. I enjoyed the shit out of the game when I played it, but I watched him play Dead Space, and he was just walking through halls real slow and stomping on every corpse he encountered.
Right.
And I'm like, do you have to do that so they don't get up? And he's like, they might. And that's only if one type of enemy gets to the corpse. And I'm
you
like,
are very
oh.
meticulous.
So he spent half the fucking game stomping corpses. Dash plays any game. It doesn't look fun anymore. Like, no matter what it is. Love you, Dash.
Fair enough.
I'm kind of out of this one because I don't really play horror games usually. The horrorist I go, I think, were first-person shooters. I did Fear 1 and 2, and I
That
did
was fun.
Bioshock 1, and I don't count. As they progressed, they got less and less horror-y. I got more and more heady, like more story-driven, so...
So what's your favorite horror game of all time?
Fuck.
Resident Evil 1. Slenderman.
I don't think it is Resident Evil 1.
Slenderman.
You're never gonna wake in this town again, Slenderman!
I think...
I know your father!
Am I don't know. Alan Wake's big up there.
Friday the 13th on regular Nintendo.
Oh,
my
shit.
gosh.
You played that one kid, he jumps higher?
I watched a Let's Play of that. Dang, I will never play that game.
Yeah, fuck that game.
That game will fuck you right. I played that legit on NES as a child, and I'm like, what am I doing? Oh, if I keep jumping, occasionally power-ups show up. Yes, I got a knife. And then Jason's just like, I've got a knife.
That game's still...
Don't do it,
I
James.
don't think I can play that game still.
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
That's the winner right there.
Watch the Let's Play. Will never play it.
Friday the 13th on NES, even as a child, as
Greatest
an
horror.
adult, still... I can't...
Remember,
fucking Jason.
Remember Nightmare on Elm
Press X
Street?
to
How it
lose
was
the
all
game.
Dream Warriors-y, and you just got like stupid powers in the
Yeah.
dream, and
Nightmare on
you
Elm
played
Street.
Rock Me. You could wake up, but you didn't want to wake up, so you could stay as the Grenade Man or the Ninja or the Wizard. You're like, hell yeah! Did you play that?
You had me a
I
Grenade
did.
Man or Ninja.
Yes.
They're the Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
Whatever the
Yeah.
hell they want.
Don't wanna dream no more. You guys ever see that Dockin video?
Docking video?
Docking.
Oh gosh.
That's a different type of video.
It is. No, something that we
That's
can.
a good
Oh
song.
no, this is a mature cast. Everybody look up docking video.
Google...
Look how
Google
awesome
male
Cougar
docking.
is.
Male on male docking. No, Dokkin. Dokken. They were an 80s band.
No.
They
They have a
and
good
they had
name,
that
though.
song, We're the Dream Warriors. And it was, Freddie was like, he's like, who are those guys? And he went, Robert England, they got him for the music video. And they're sitting there like, singing the song about the movie, and then the action is revolving around like their words. It's weird.
It was cool.
It was cool. You saw it.
Most of it, at least. At
Most
least
of
enough to
it.
remember it.
Yeah. Dokkin.
I don't know. What do you like?
Final answer? Oh, Friday the 13th is probably my most favorite, but I just
Is it
talked...
really?
Yeah, I mean, seriously,
Oh.
that game scares me. But, like,
Huh.
the number one game for me, horror game, I talked to Irene about this earlier, but it's called D, and it's on PlayStation 1 and Saturn. It's a super early 32-bit game. It's mostly crap, because it's pre-rendered, and like you can't really move around a lot. You kind of just tell her where to go and she'll walk. It's almost like full motion videos, just all over the place, but it's puzzle solving. But you're trying to unravel the mystery of her dead father in this creepy ass place by solving puzzles like Myst style. But periodically you'll just be walking around, and out of nowhere you'll just hear Laura, like hell, like creepily, like, and it always scared the shit out of me for like every time. I couldn't play. I never finished that game because I
The
couldn't.
character's name's not even
couldn't
Laura.
do it.
It's just creepy.
It's like, who's Laura?
Main character's Laura, but like it was creepy as fuck to me. Maybe it's because I was like 14.
So
But
are you sure you were playing Tomb Raider 1? Tom Raider?
there you go, Tom Raider.
Tom Brady's the first.
That's basically what you're doing at the mansion. You're just chilling out, going like, "Where do I go?" And all of a sudden, your butler behind you.
You know, game
Scares
swooped my
the hell out of
shit.
you.
Fucking Tomb Raider. Anytime I had to go in the water and I knew there was a croc down there,
Right.
nope.
Yeah.
I'm not. Nope.
Nope the fuck out of that one.
Mario 64, big giant fucking eel catch the thing on his tail. Nope.
Right. Water levels.
Water
There's
levels
stuff
kill you.
underneath the water.
Underwater
Nope.
sea creatures. Fuck that. If
Right.
there was ever a game where you just fight underwater sea creatures, that'd be the scariest.
Shadows of the Empire. You have to
we,
go
as
into the
like
water with
The
like.
dolphin?
Yeah, can we as a cast vote unanimously that that's the most horrifying thing?
Yes.
Giant underwater creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Are you horrified of
and
shadows and just like
silhouettes of them as
In
you're
general,
swimming, and the
not
silhouettes
even
go
just
underneath you?
Yeah.
just,
fuck
yeah, just
that.
big thing? Yeah.
Yeah, just shadows in general.
So it's like Godzilla. Oh no, there's a giant thing that's.
Yeah.
So Godzilla. Let's take Godzilla 2000. He's up. He's all agile and stuff, snaking through the city, like knocking buildings over. Like, oh man, this would suck if this happened in my city. When he's like under the water, I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Fuck that lizard.
Because they go so much faster, too.
Well,
like,
it's-
they can just,
I just-
It's
Creepy
also
as
our limited mobility. We have no hope. If there's
That's what I'm
anything in the
saying.
water that
It's
wants to
'cause
kill
they're-
us, we're
yeah.
completely screwed. We're Sigourney Weaver, and that's the abyss.
I'm gonna say two of the most nerve-wracking games that I've ever played were missed as a child because I'd amp myself in my own brain about it. I thought something horrifying was gonna happen always.
Kinda
I'd-
builds it up
I'd
like
click
that.
to the next thing and be like, "There's gonna be a puzzle. I know it, but I don't know if there's something on the screen like or something like that. It's gonna like
It's a ghoul.
or I just die or something. It's a ghoul." And Shadow of the Colossus. I'm like, oh, shit.
Shadow of the
Like,
Colossus is a scary game, but not in a horror scary. It's more like a tense, like, oh shit.
daunting.
Those are the things
Daunting,
that scare me,
yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like the horror games have never really scared me.
How about the underwater Colossus?
That was the scariest thing I've ever played in a video game.
This underwater Colossus is scary as fuck. Actually,
I shit you not. I was legit like Harvey
Shaking.
was doing this. My
Yeah.
hands weren't ready to play. I was bad at that Colossus.
Yeah, that one I
I
never
was
wanted
too
to do
scared
again.
to play.
I played through that game like again, and I would get to the water boss, and I just wouldn't even do it.
Yeah, I played through that game 3 times, and it's been such huge amounts of time that I keep forgetting where things are. So I got to that one where you have to get into the water.
My cat is trying to kill a mosquito eater,
Oh,
but
that's
it's on the outside of the glass door.
Thank
so
goodness for that.
And it's behind me, so everybody else is looking over there, but I have no idea.
She's jumping really high at it. It's pretty funny. She can't get it though.
Adorable.
So anyways, there's that first one, there's the flying Colossus.
Yeah.
And it's in the water. You have to go underneath the water to go do
Yep.
this thing, and it starts there, but I keep getting, like, scared shitless, and I'm just like, I'm not ready for the underwater one.
Yeah.
And then it goes like, I'm like, oh, thank God, it's flying.
Yeah.
So it's...
That flying one's awesome.
That one is cool. There's some really cool stuff in that game.
That game is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Another game.
With that...
Little actiony, kind of creepy, still want to mention it. Clive Barker's Undying.
Really?
It's a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
I
That
don't
was one of
know.
the first 360 games I played, I think.
It was on 360.
Yeah, I think
Holy
so.
shit.
Oh, wait. Am I thinking of...
If it was Clive Barker's Jericho,
I
That
think
was-
it's Jericho.
that game was alright.
And Condemned.
Condemned was alright.
Was that Clive Barker's as well?
No. That
Just
was
Condemned.
No,
oh,
it
no,
was just
Condemned was the prison
Condemned
one,
was
right?
Bum Fights the game.
Yeah.
And The Suffering.
Suffering was the prison one.
That was the prison.
That's right.
Yep.
Manhunt was the one with the mask.
Yep.
The hockey mask.
Yeah.
So with that,
With that.
with
That's the,
horror
that's
games,
the crap I wanted to complain about.
trivia,
Thank you.
round 3. Aaron complains, Chris asks questions.
Chris Aaron complains. Irene remains in the lead.
And
Okay.
So you're actually you're not making a huge comeback, but you have more
not
points
as
probably than you
behind.
think you do.
Yeah.
I know I did alright early. I need to not answer questions wrong on purpose. That's good to do.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Question number 1.
Yeah, don't do that.
What was the last U.S. game to have the Squaresoft logo on it?
Dang, that's a good question.
Squaresoft, not Square Enix.
Square soft.
Yeah,
so
it said Squaresoft on that bitch. I'll give you a hint
Aaron.
because it's
Aaron.
not what you might think
Oh.
it is. I'll give you a hint. It's not what you think it is.
Damn, because what I think it is.
Those are
is
two pretty good hints.
It's a PS1 game.
yeah.
Because most people say a PS2 game.
I was gonna say a PS1 game, and I already.
What's your answer?
Final Fantasy 9.
No, not a bad guess.
Uh.
Not a bad guess.
Uh,
Any guesses, Irene?
come
It's a
on.
PS1
I'm not going to
game.
formally guess now, but I can speculate.
I can guess if it's not going to take away any points.
Exactly.
You buzz in or no?
No
Yeah.
official guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No official guess?
No.
All right, how about an unofficial guess?
Well, let's see. They became Square Enix in 2003.
It became Square Enix in 2002,
Two,
but this
so-
game came out in 2003. It still had the Squaresoft logo on it.
Okay. So, is the game that you're thinking of that everybody would probably say, is it part of the Final Fantasy series?
No, most
Okay.
people say Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
That wasn't Square soft.
Yes, it was.
Was it?
That was
Yeah.
the last PS2,
Conjunction.
but that was or
Oh.
Kingdom Hearts was the last PS2 game with the Squaresoft logo on it, but not the last game in general. That's why I didn't pick Kingdom Hearts. I thought that'd be too easy.
I have another guess because I want to know if that's it. But we're past speculation now.
Yeah.
Was it the re-release of 3 and 2 with like CG and shit?
You're very close.
Oh.
There was never a collection with 3 and 2 on it.
Ah, well then,
It was with
1 and
six.
1
They
and
had
3,
Origins.
6 and 1 or whatever
Four
it
and
was.
5.
No, it was Final Fantasy Origins.
Origins,
Origins.
yeah.
With 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Wow. we
Okay.
were
What was
way
interesting-
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy 9 was a good guess. Then the compilations were a good guess. What's interesting about that game is it says Squaresoft on it, but underneath it, like in small, it says Square Enix. But Squaresoft is big on it.
I had a art project I did in high school when I was in an art class, and they had to do perspective and stuff. So I had all these buildings, and the middle building that I chose, I drew it as the Squaresoft Central, and I put the Squaresoft logo on the top of the sign for the building because I wanted to work there
Nice.
when I was young.
That's fun. That's cool.
Yeah.
There's an interesting fact about Candy and I when we came back from Japan. We had a layover in LA. It was a long layover, so we stayed the night at a hotel near the airport. Guess what was literally next door to our hotel? Square Enix headquarters.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
we didn't know that either. We're just like, oh shit.
That's
Should have gone and done the
awesome.
tour.
We did. We well, it was closed, but we
Yeah.
took a picture.
That's
Okay.
close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Question number 2. We just did the last game to bear the Squaresoft logo. What was the first not Square, but Squaresoft.
Squaresoft.
Because then they used to just say Square. Hint. Came out in 1990. Hint 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Game Boy game.
Oh my. Did not play a lot of RPGs on Game Boy.
Irene,
Except Zelda.
Tap out.
Filthy.
That
Dirty.
is filthy.
Dirty play.
Can I double tap or
Double dare.
Dope. I don't think
You can take a
double-
physical.
triple dog
Oh, man, there
Terry?
should be a double tap.
You can take a
That'd be
physical
crazy.
challenge.
Yeah, that would
Physical
be.
challenge.
Physical challenge.
Dude, we should create something called double tap where the other person can double back, and if you get it, you get freaking like 50 points.
There
you
you
get
go.
like
That's what double
8
dare
times
was.
Just
the points.
50 points, even if your
50
scale's like
points.
1 million
Yeah.
points for each person. You're
Hey.
only getting 50.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know.
gonna say, because I don't know the name of it,
Okay.
help me out here. That one where you, not Pokemon, but where you capture monsters and use them in your party as monsters.
I don't think that was a Square
Probably not.
game.
I'm trying to remember what that one was called now. That's all I know.
I know of a game like that on not on Game Boy though.
I knew of one on Game Boy.
There's Tamagotchi.
It wasn't Tamagotchi. It was like an RPG. You'd fight monsters and you could, like, instead of killing them, like, fucking take control of them and use them as members in your, like,
Not-
party.
Tornelico, right? Or
I don't know.
Tornelico or something like
Tornico?
that. Tornico.
That was on PS1.
That was PS1.
It's not at all even remote.
Well, I'm wrong.
That's okay.
Had that fat guy on it,
do you want
right?
me to
From
try?
Sure.
I
Unofficial
mean-
guess.
Okay. Is it Final Fantasy Legends?
You're super close.
Is it part 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Final Fantasy Legend 1 said Square, 2 said... Actually, 1 doesn't say shit. 1 just says, like, official Nintendo seal. Number 2 says straight up says Squaresoft.
I wouldn't have remembered that, and I owned both.
Yeah.
I wouldn't remember that.
What was
said
interesting
Square on it.
about the Squaresoft logo back then, it was Square and Soft underneath, not side by side, not one word.
Interesting. Very cool.
Question 3. Now, okay, I have a big hint for this one. What game, jointly developed by Namco and Square, started as an arcade game, but was ported to the PlayStation in 1999? The hint is, we have already talked about it
Aaron?
a few times.
Bushido Blade?
No.
Fuck.
Damn it.
Is that close?
Yeah.
It was still...
It's close because it's a Square
Esque.
fighting game.
Yeah, it's like an
Is
arcade
it-
game.
Air guys.
It is Air Guys.
F my ding!
F my ding.
F my
F my ding dong!
We have...
Ditch my ding
Ditch
dong.
my ding dong. I'm done with this game. Alliteration aside, I am scoring.
Bonus.
Oh.
The PlayStation version had exclusive characters. Who were they?
Is this my bonus because
Yes.
I answered it?
And always your bonus.
Okay.
There were 4.
Did I name all 4 of them?
Every answer gets you closer to a higher score.
Yoshi, Luigi, Peach, and
Wario.
Aladdin.
Do you remember the,
Do you remember the game?
secret characters in Air Guys?
Not at all.
They were all Final Fantasy
They
characters.
were.
Oh,
And it
I
has-
know some of them, I think, but I don't want to answer wrong.
It's a bonus question.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I know Cloud was playable.
He
Cloud was playable, but he wasn't
He
exclusive.
was
He
the
was-
secret.
exclusive,
Okay, well, I
yeah.
only know... I don't know who the secret characters
Okay.
are. I just know Cloud, and I think Tifa was in there, and Aeris or something. I don't know.
Cloud and Tifa were the 2 that weren't hidden,
Okay.
Right.
but they were in the game.
Eris
Sapphire.
wasn't.
Eris wasn't in the game.
Yeah.
She was not in the game.
Sephiroth.
Okay.
Sephiroth is 1.
Yeah. The boss was
See,
Blue
so-
Red 13. I don't know what the fuck was up with
I'll
that.
give you that because it's Django.
Django Fett? I don't remember the other ones. Is it fucking...
So actually, I forgot about Django because he's technically he wasn't. I don't know if you count. You can count it. So
he's
Sure.
Blue Red 13.
Sephiroth,
Sapphire.
Yuffie.
I thought Yuffie was in it, but I kept thinking of Yo-Yo
Wait,
Bitch.
Is Sephiroth real, or are you
Yes,
messing with
Sephiroth
that?
is real.
No, Sephiroth. Is Sephiroth real, or are you just
That was me. I did
He's
that.
like, wait a minute.
Okay.
Do you actually pronounce it like that? Because we
Like-
will straight up fight.
like
I'll punch
Kokomo aside? Is Sephiroth a legitimate thing?
No,
Or is
not at all.
that- Okay,
you. Not at all.
I was trying to wrap my head around it really hard there.
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth
he directed
was-
Hostile.
Yuffie was in there, and I think she wasn't the go-go girl, was she?
No,
Who was the one who did
that's
the
Yoko.
the yo-yo stuff?
Yeah, I kept thinking of Yo-Yo
Yoko.
Chick,
Yoko.
and she was a cop or something, and I'm like, how do you fight crime with that? And Are you just who I'm thinking of when I think Yuffie?
No, there's a Yuffie.
Yeah, she had a big late. No, that was
Vincent.
Right.
Yeah.
Vincent was playable.
Vincent
guess
was all
Vincent.
playable.
And
I'm pretty
Zach.
sure.
Uh,
And I'm pretty sure they used his character modeling for Dirge of Cerberus.
Hey, Dirge of Cerberus, I think it's bum rap. Because if you play that game with a controller, it sucks. If you play that game with a mouse and keyboard,
Oh, interesting.
because you can play the game with a mouse and keyboard, straight up plug it into the USB ports on the PS2, and it plays flawless, like it was designed for. I swear to God.
Okay.
Because I didn't like that game.
I hated it.
Plug it in with mouse and keyboard, fun ass game.
And I wanted to play it for story because I was
And
7.
oh,
but-
so the ending is really climactic too. Like as you're running to the last boss, it's Gak. You know who Gact is? You know who Gact is?
Yeah.
Of course
I know you
Gact
do.
is. Are you kidding me?
This Gak song that was
I
made
mean, international
for-
Japanese superstar Gak.
he's overbroad.
He made a song specifically for that game, and as you're running to the last boss, it's just Gak singing this
I'm not
epic ass
surprised.
song.
Doesn't he make
Hella
like
good.
8 songs for Final Fantasy games?
Gact only did Dirge of Cerberus. I think.
No.
He made 2 songs for that game.
He did that stuff, right?
No,
They had to use him for some other. I think they did.
he had his own game.
He like does music.
Yeah, so when they're getting straight
He
played
does.
as Gag.
What is the only game in America that you can play as Gact? Justin,
Oh shit!
bonus question.
DDR2.
Almost.
I only know it from Daniel calling it Gact the game over and over again.
Close enough.
Alright, cool.
No,
Is it? No. Doesn't say Shin Megami Tensei.
it's a Japanese word, but it was released in America with the same name. It's Bujin guy.
Oh,
Nah.
yeah,
You're
that's
straight up Gact.
Yeah.
Bujin got GA, not like he is the guy of Bujin.
Right.
Not like
G-Y.
Mega Man boss Bujin.
And not French geek.
Bujin
like
man.
geek.
It's not bougie.
Question number 4.
Bourgeois and proletariat.
Xenogears.
So
Very
maybe
nice.
You're gonna get.
You're doing the Justin pronunciation on that one.
Xenogears?
Xenogears.
How would anybody else pronounce it? Like
Xenogears.
Xenogears? Oh no, I'm Xeno.
Xeno.
Like Xenomorph.
Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm Zeno.
Xenomorph.
I say Zeno.
You
You,
are
said
Zeno.
Zeno, and I'm like,
You don't even know you.
Damn it.
How do you say
I know.
Xenomorph?
what?
How do you say Xenomorph?
Xenomorph.
Xenophobe?
Xenogears.
Did you say xenophobe?
I do say xenophobe.
Xenogears is what episode in its series?
Oh, I have to remember.
Did I use my tap?
I mean,
No,
2?
because you couldn't double tap.
That is incorrect.
I was gonna guess
2
2,
is
but
2 is Xenosaga 2.
you guys are 3.
1?
Xenogears is episode 5
Okay.
Oh, wow.
of 6.
Did
I
you
didn't
guess?
realize that.
I wanted to tap, and then she already
She's-
answered in the time that I was asking, so she takes an
Well,
old-
she said her
Don't
name.
take so much
She was a
Oh, did
legit.
she?
And then you just didn't.
I'm not paying attention.
That's okay. But no, it was episode 5 out of 6. They planned to do a Star Wars thing. You know, Saga was supposed to lead up to that, but it wasn't commercially viable, and they ended it after 3.
That's what I thought, because that's 2 and 3, right? Xenosaga? Or is it just
Xenosaga is
3?
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, 3.
But
okay.
it actually stopped being kind of tied in because they had to like finish the storyline up, so they just ended it in 3. They never really got to Xenogears. But if that was commercially successful, hypothetically, Xenosaga episode 5 would have been Xenogears. So they would have made Xenosaga 1, 2, 3, 4, skipped 5, and then 6. Or maybe they would have remade Xenogears and called it Xenosaga episode 5.
So you're
Fei
saying
Fong Wong's Revenge.
Fong Wong's Revenge.
Damn you, Feng Fong Wong.
Citan Suzuki's.
Finally getting his.
So you're saying that they made Saga, you're saying chronologically it would be 5
Yes.
in the episodes and stuff, but only if there were hypothetically, if they had made
No,
4.
it is named episode 5 in
Okay.
Xenogears. After you beat, that's just the bonus question. How do you know what episode it is? It's because after you finish Xenogears, at the end of the credits, it literally says episode 5.
I never
And
beat it.
And they did that before
I
they
never
did
played it.
anything else.
yeah,
They had a story that they were going to precurse.
yeah. Just like with Star Wars, they thought that was the best one for a game, I guess. In Star Wars, they thought episode 4 was the most viable for a movie.
And they're just like,
Right.
we've got 4 of these things on the table.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There's
Cosmos.
more interesting. Xenosaga's premise was actually pitched as the next Final Fantasy game, but it was deemed too dark and controversial for Final Fantasy, so they said, but we like it, let's make it something else, and that's what Xenogears became.
I didn't actually appreciate
Xenogears? Xenosaga? I think
Well,
Xenosaga
yeah.
hit short of its mark.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun, but it wasn't.
I didn't think it was fun. That
It was
was
epic.
the first one of the first games I started complaining about corridors.
Oh, really?
It was just doing
They
that.
had
I was
a lot
like,
of issues.
This game is Boring.
I liked Xenosaga 1 a lot. Xenosaga 2 lost me, and then Xenosaga 3 I didn't play because Xenosaga 2 lost me. But Xenosaga 3 looked really good, because that game changed. Like, the 2, they went all realistic looking.
Yeah.
And then 3, they went back to the more stylized art. But, yeah, anyway.
Anyway.
Question the 5th.
Pleading it.
Okay. 5 alive.
Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, is credited with being the most expensive video game movie ever made. Still, how much did it cost to make? Multiple choice. $31 million. $55 million. $137 million. $450 million.
Aliens. 137.
That is correct.
Wow.
$137
Like, there's no way that was $400
million.
million.
You know how much that money made? Only like 80.
Yeah, it didn't do well.
That's clear one.
Here's a bonus
That
question.
cost more than goddamn fucking Sephiroth comes back. Electric
Advent
Boogaloo.
Children?
Yeah.
Why is everything electric boogaloo?
Because have you ever seen Breakin' 2?
Yeah.
I could go with The Revenge, but Electric Boogaloo's funny.
You're totally right. I like it. I'm
Alright.
gonna start stealing that.
Alright. Thanks.
Bonus question, and Justin might want to answer this one too.
Justin.
What current game trilogy did this movie majorly influence?
It's a trilogy. It's current.
Yeah. See, she's picking up on the clues.
Just picking up on the words from the questions. The things that I said, she used her ears to listen.
I read about this. And I don't remember. 'Cause I actually tried to do it.
Oh wait, bonus is automatically mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the bonus.
I wasn't even
right.
thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, everyone gets a chance to answer.
But what game trilogy did this movie majorly influence? The Spirits Within straight up influenced this trilogy. The art director was quoted saying so. It is of similar themes.
I have a guess.
Is it a Square Enix game?
No.
No, that's what's tricky.
I saw so little of that movie that I'm going to say Dead Space because there are spirits within and suits.
Good guess. That's a solid guess.
Saw.
Do you have a unofficial? Do you have a guess?
Is that
I don't have a
unofficial?
guess. No.
That was a bonus question. I don't take penalties.
Oh, that is
unless
bonus
you want to
question.
penalize me anyway because you're cheating.
That's
No,
close.
you guys-
That was a close.
You guys are close.
Really?
Yes.
Oh shit.
That's because you're giving random numbers to
Spirit
well-
Within. Come on.
Kind of.
Think about
you both have had bonus
what
points.
what is the genre of Spirits Within?
It's science fiction.
What is a science fiction current game trilogy?
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
Wow.
Yes.
You
BioWare
really
Really?
helped me though.
art director Derek Watts said Spirits Within is a major influence on Mass Effect. If you think about it,
But I said I didn't have an official name.
they're pretty similar. I mean, Mass Effect has the similar guns, the actual what do they
Omni-tool.
what do they call it?
Omni-tool.
The Omni tool is hell in Spirits Within because that thing that pops up, they're
Oh,
like,
you're right. Yeah, they have
Yeah.
the little interface.
he said that. That's where he got the idea for the Omni tool.
Thanks a lot, Japan.
He's in Japan.
There was one more question, but this one was this was the hardest one.
Cool.
Wait, what? This is the last question?
Yeah,
Is
but
there a
it-
bonus question?
No,
This is the boss fight of questions.
This is like from losing answers and like gaining bonus answers and stuff. This could be the breaker. Like you
but
guys
this
are close
is
enough to.
it's a tough one. I almost want to like make a new one up on the fly because it's gonna be. I didn't because here's the thing is I didn't know this answer. I looked it up and I was like, wow, this is interesting. I actually went out and bought the game on eBay because I was like, whoa.
And then you
I didn't-
made the question for
Yeah.
other people. Who
No.
haven't researched
Well, it
like
was.
you
This is
have.
supposed to be hard. And I gave you guys hints for the topic. I thought you'd study.
I tried to.
Nobody's.
it's a wide-reaching like topic.
Yeah.
Like, tell me all about video games.
Tell you all about it. Well, here's the question.
Tell you how we lived.
Because it's interesting.
wanna-
Even if you don't get the answer right, it's interesting to know.
You want to do this question, or you want to make another one up?
How about I do it, and while I'm doing it, I'll think of another one.
Okay, so this is not real.
This game, designed by Hironobu Sakaguchi, and
is this a real question? And we're getting a
It can
This
be.
is a real question.
if you don't answer, you're going to get negative unless you try to. No,
Do you want to count this as a bonus question because it's
bonus
so hard?
question.
Sure.
Because it's so difficult. This game was designed by Hironobu Sakaguchi and musically composed by Nobuo Uematsu. the dynamic duo.
Right.
This is their first game
Yokoguchi.
ever developed for consoles. It was released in the United States. What is the name of that game? The hint is it was nowhere on the box did it say the name Square.
You are hint-filled, dude. Like, your trivia is full of hints.
It's gotta be.
It has to
But
be.
those hints for me, they're not helping me.
No, sometimes those hints are the question, though, as we're finding
But
out.
it is a Square game.
It is this, yeah, because when you boot it up or when you blow in it and, 30 tries later when you get the Nintendo cartridge to work,
I-O.
it pops up and it says Square it says Square on the actual title screen.
So this is a game that neither of us would have heard
No.
of.
But it was the first game that it was in America.
Well, I'm clarifying.
Published by Acclaim in America. I heard of it. I just didn't know it was Square.
So this is a game that nobody's... No.
It was so hard.
No.
I'm
Nobody's
gonna,
heard of this game, you fool.
pass
Nah, I
on
got
this
nothing.
one.
All right.
Yeah,
Hard
can,
No
I,
one's gonna-
can I guess without getting a pass?
Yeah, I guess.
Is it the Death Trap?
The Death Trap is the first game that they made, but it wasn't
not
the first console game.
Okay, I'm glad I didn't
That was
guess.
the studying she did.
That's-
Yeah,
I think,
I
yeah,
tried.
it's like,
I
that's
tried.
you're dropping some freaking knowledge.
Yeah,
there.
because I've never heard of that game. So.
Their second game, Death Trap 2.
Electric
Yeah.
Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo!
Brought it around.
Hell
Deliciously
yeah.
circuitous.
What, you want to guess?
No.
It was called the 3D Battles of World Runner. I never heard of it.
I've
Check
heard
it out.
of that,
Check it out.
but I didn't know that that's what that was.
I have heard of
Wow.
Portal Runner.
I literally went out.
Oh,
I
wow.
went on eBay and found it, and I was like, "Wow, it's pretty good, actually." You know what's funny is that it actually graphically is pretty impressive for NES because it has a pseudo 3D running type thing, hence the name.
You
But,
like free running?
No, you like run into the background though, and you jump over chasms and shit, and like.
Neat. Like
But
that one
it's
game.
interesting because it's graphically
Shoot.
kind of impressive, but Square is known for, to me, they always make the best looking console games. I don't know. Like,
There's
they
a
always
Steam
seem to
game
raise the bar.
That he's... You're describing basically a Steam game, like Mud Kid or something like that, isn't it? Like
Mud Kid.
Mud Kid. So this is like recent, and you go into the backdrop, and then you jump chasms, and
All right, I thought of one.
I don't know. Go
Got
for it.
a question?
The last question, because I think you guys should get this one.
Is it like
Tap in if you know.
easy?
The PC version of Final Fantasy VII
Sure.
Okay.
was published, ironically, by which company? Aaron.
Tap.
What?
I hadn't used it yet. It's all or nothing.
There's a
Okay.
hint in there.
Ironically, by
Yes.
which company?
It was published in the United States on PC, ironically, by this company.
Let's see.
Oh, me, I don't know it.
I know. I thought this was supposed to be an easy one.
I'm
Was
trying
it
to-
one of Square's rivals?
I'm trying to cook up.
No, it
How
wasn't.
is it ironic?
It's ironic because this company...
Situational irony, cosmic irony,
Dramatic
tragic irony,
A
dramatic
little bit
irony.
of tragic, a little bit of situation, depending on who you're asking.
Okay.
It's ironic because this company published Square's games on PC in America. They are now owned by Square.
You sounded like an evil villain there, owned by Square.
Take
By
that,
Square.
this company.
Thanks for the publishing, nerds.
Thanks for the publishing. It's all part of our devious 20-year plan.
Now we are the cool kids and you are the squares.
So do I lose points regardless of whether I don't answer or if I answer wrong? Like, will I not lose points if I don't answer? I can't remember.
You have to answer
During
because
the tap out, you
tapped.
have to answer.
Yeah.
You're forced to answer.
Okay.
It is... I gave you some hints.
They are not helping.
They are now owned by Square. Square only owns 2 companies.
I know one of them, probably.
Well, I mean, they combined with Enix.
I'm sorry, Square Enix owns...
Okay.
Okay, I was like, is it Enix? Did Enix do that?
I was going to
No.
say, is that why it's ironic?
Look, I got this question on the fly. It's a Square Enix thing, not a Squaresoft thing now that I think about it. Shit, but okay.
That's what makes it a super bonus.
Maybe we
Super
should
bonus.
just throw this one out because it's not a Squaresoft question.
She was
is
under
what
the
I'm
assumption
thinking.
that it was going to be a Squaresoft.
So she didn't.
See?
Yeah, see, it's
Yeah.
out of the realm of the textbook that
Yep.
we all studied.
That we all, 2 of us, 1 of us studied.
The
yeah.
textbook that
Yeah.
exists.
So maybe a question you can ask about a game. Like
Okay.
something that-
Oh, we're
Did we
doing
just-
another one.
Okay.
You're getting taps
Off
on
the
this
top-
one too. That didn't count.
You guys want to know the answer?
Yeah.
Do you have a
Yes.
guess?
No.
Seriously?
Enix
It's
is my guess.
IDOS.
Oh shit! Every time you said this stuff,
Hitman fame?
when you
Yeah.
were talking about this
Never
stuff, I
would've
just
guessed
kept
that.
thinking of Tomb Raider, and I'm like, why am I thinking of Tomb Raider?
'cause
Because
Tomb
they got
Raider-
IDOS eventually.
Yeah, because Tomb Raider, it says Square Enix on it now because Square Enix bought IDOS. And IDOS published their PC game. They published the Final Fantasy 8 and 7. Actually, what's funny is if you buy the Steam version of 7 or 8, it still comes up as IDOS as the publisher when you boot that game up. It's showing you.
this too, because I've started that up, trying to mod it. I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, the graphics mod.
the graphic mod on it, and I've booted that game up like 20
And it shows
times.
IDOS. It
Yeah,
shows the
does.
old ass IDOS, proving that that game had no upgrade. They
Oval,
just,
right? The IDOS.
yeah, they just took. Well, it's the elongated.
The more you
letters.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still tapped.
All right, let's do another situation.
Well, she's not automatically tapped unless I answer this next one.
Well,
Great.
see, I have a question for contoured towards her now.
I guess that's true.
Oh no.
What?
Okay, well, I mean, let's just put it out there, and then if you say your name first and you guess it, that's how it is. But go,
man.
it's fine. I appreciate it, but in the interest of fairness,
Right.
Well, no, I gotta think.
Last year,
I was hoping it was
Square
gonna be like a
Enix.
Chrono
Well, it was going to be a
Squaresoft
Chrono Trigger
Ah, son of a-
question.
Trigger. It's okay.
declared
It's all good.
earnings of how many bones?
No. Officially, hella.
Hella
hey,
bones.
bros, guess what we're posting for a fourth quarter?
19.
8 million bones.
8 million?
8 million bones.
It's not that much.
No.
Yeah.
In profit alone.
Okay, how about Chrono Cross? Question.
I didn't play it enough.
God damn. She just wants Chrono
It's
Trigger.
Nah.
When can you fight the last boss in Chrono Trigger?
Depends on if you're playing New Game Plus or if you're
New game original.
New Game
New
Original.
game OG.
At the end of time, right?
When, because it's a game about time travel. Wagga wagga.
Well, no, I mean
Where-
like when you go to the end of time.
Squaresoft question.
Yeah.
Mario RPG. Even Ground. Did you both play that?
Pardon me.
No,
Who's the last boss in Mario RPG?
Big
I did
sword.
not play that.
Huh?
A big sword.
It is a big sword.
Excalibur.
I'm glad that you took
Sword
over
Excalibur.
trivia.
Smithy's big sword.
So you fight Smithy at the end.
Yeah.
You fight the big sword and then you fight Smithy.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to do the who would win, and then maybe you can think of the last question?
Well, because
or
we
do
have to
wanna
talk about who
end-
would win with somebody in a dumb voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Somebody's
what
got to
else
have
do
a
we
voice,
have to
and
talk
who
about?
would win is the
That's
last
true.
segment we have.
You guys.
Maybe you can
So
describe
fast.
a game, and then we can guess it.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna read.
Okay.
I'm gonna read the back of a SquareSoft box. You guys tell me what game it is.
Okay,
This is
I
good.
have
This
the
is a great
advantage
tiebreaker.
because I can see.
I'm purposefully looking away. Take your glasses off or something.
I am gonna pick.
Take your glasses off or something. What is she, Velma? She can't see without her
I
glasses.
can't see.
Can't
that
be
far
seen without my glasses. That was Johnny Bravo.
Can't be seen. Oh, I can't be seen without my glasses.
That was when Johnny Bravo was dead to me.
He can't be seen without his glasses.
Well, no, there was an episode where they were with Scooby-Doo, and Scooby-Doo and the gang were hanging out with Johnny Bravo, and he was way into Daphne, and Daphne wanted nothing to do with him, and Velma was way into him, and I'm like, what kind of a man can resist the charms of Velma Dinkley? And then at one point they knock into each other, and both
Right.
their glasses come off. She's like, I can't see without my glasses. I can't be seen without my glasses.
And you're like,
And they both put the wrong glasses on, but then pretty much he just shrugs off, and he wants nothing to do with Velma Dinkley, and that is criminal.
hold on. There's
Trying to get into a position where I can read the box without putting it in their
There's a
viewpoint.
physical
right here.
gag.
All right.
There's a physical gag on this.
I'm gonna
and-
read- I'm
and
gonna-
Chris is crawling across his carpet back and forth like a Zoidberg, trying to.
He's trying to
hide
scratch
the
his butt
game.
like a dog.
I'm going to read the tagline. Should I read the taglines or should I read the synopsis?
I
feel like the synopsis.
Synopsis. Synopsis. I vote synopsis.
Okay.
Okay, synopsis.
One of them is a police officer. The other is possessed by an ancient evil,
Ooh.
threatening all life on Earth. The
Justin.
horrifying bond
Irene?
between.
Parasite Eve.
Correct.
Hey!
Goram.
I had it too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I was like, I
After you
forget
said
sometimes that they did
The
that
police
somehow.
officer, the other is a possessed. I'm like, Justin!
Yeah, I forgot she was a
Please.
police officer because she starts off in her nice dress, and it's
Right.
just like, yeah. But then again, you go to the police.
So,
Yeah, brah.
I have the results of your test. And they are...
Is it mortal?
And they are negative.
Chlamydia.
For whom? Instant chlamydia for both of you. I decree it.
50 cc's of chlamydia. Stat.
Ow! My leg has been injected with chlamyds.
Chlamyds.
Which are vaguely related to Mitochondrion.
Mm-hmm.
And plasmids. Plasmidia. So you got a respectable 5,000 points. You, sir, however, have 4,000 points.
Oh, man.
What kind of points? Okay, cool. I know that I lost.
It's just...
Wow,
what it
your
looks like.
scale
It's just going-
was a little...
I didn't even... This would have been... You would have had 25 points and you would have had 20. But
So you multiplied
instead,
them?
I just took the columns, and now that was 5 columns and 4 columns, 4,000, 5,000.
Fair enough.
Either way, you would have won, but you guys actually on that last
But
one
that
were-
sounds like she won by a lot more.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm stupid.
You're
I thought
not
that sounded like you.
stupid.
I thought that sounded like it was a good match. You did some expertly
Yeah.
placed taps.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And how else would you have gotten to 4,000 points?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
By
we were counting
answering
by-
1,000 points less than her.
You were a formidable opponent.
Clearly,
Well
we were,
played, madam.
We were
Yes.
counting by
Now you get to
250s.
choose.
See, I don't know Aaron as well as you guys know him, so I don't know where his talents lie.
How about you give her a multiple choice?
Don't do
Yeah,
talents.
okay.
This is the thing that we're hoping you guys lose because we want to hear
But I
something
want it to
goofy.
be entertaining.
Yeah, I wanted to
It
win
will
because
be
I wanted you to do
entertaining
something stupid.
regardless.
Okay, you want to do something really stupid?
No, I wanted you to do something stupid. I'd be like, you for the rest of today, talk like the heavy.
Who?
The heavy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Come
but-
along, Misha.
From Team Fortress 2.
Yeah.
Pretend you're a big Russian.
Pretend you're a big
don't-
Russian.
Ah,
Привет, my drugs.
So,
Drugs.
yeah, multiple choice, because I don't know.
British? Can you do British? I'd like to hear your British voice,
Or
personally.
Australian.
Do your
Kinda.
best Jeremy Irons.
Oh, Jeremy Irons? Quick,
I'm
anagram
so
using
bad with
Jeremy
names.
Irons.
Jeremy, Scar. I know that
The
your
dude from
powers of
Aragon.
retention-
I'm bad with it. I could do.
He's
I don't think I do anything well,
British, though.
but you like fucking Wesker already did
I
that.
like your Sean Connery. Wait, did you
Do
do Sean
we?
Connery?
I don't.
Someone did Sean
Dr.
Connery.
Walken.
I don't
Nobody's
think
done
that was
Sean
me.
Connery.
It's Sean Connery.
This is the third one
James.
we've had.
I was
Walken and
hoping
Wesker.
for
Fucking
something a little
James
more
Rocket.
high-pitched.
James.
one.
A little high pitched.
Yeah.
Oh,
James Rocket.
do every regal anime character.
Every
You-
fancy fella.
Yeah.
Do Albert Wesker. Or not Albert Wesker, Albert,
Oh, that's Albert.
Ashcroft.
Fucking- I'm taking my
Albert.
sniper
Yes,
rifle
yes, yes,
Aim.
yes.
and miss.
I just call him Albert Wesker. Albert Ashcroft.
Yes.
My
You're doing
grandfather
that.
was one of the original founding members of Umbrella Inc.
The two of us together in the same room,
That's beautiful.
speaking in this manner. Oh.
It's far too much for the public, I dare say.
Well,
Oh, that's perfect.
let the punishment fit the crime. I don't think he did that at all.
You know, it sounds like you're doing hedonism bot.
Zombie!
Zombie!
Pour the chocolate on!
Well, I never said it had to be good.
Why am I doing this? I have to do my voice because there's only one hedonism bot in this room.
Okay, so
You're
what's
zombie.
what's the who would win? We're getting tight on time.
Well, now that I've adopted a delightful accent,
Oh, and you're in charge of the who would win.
I am! Isn't that fantastic?
It is.
Now I'm turning Tiny Tim. Now I'm turning to Tiny Tim.
You broke character party
Wonderful
foul.
for you all to be here with me on this special evening.
Albert, if you're gonna break character, you have to put your arms in the air like in D&D.
No, Arms in the Air was Krynos form
Oh, yeah.
in World of Darkness, Mind's Eye Theater for the werewolves.
Yeah.
Get it straight.
Sorry,
Well, I'm
Albert.
curious to know who, pray tell, would win in a battle to the death between splicers from Bioshock fame and the bandits from Pandora
Fame.
Borderlands.
Pandora fame
Pandora.
in Borderlands.
Now, do these bandits have vehicles?
I decided to neglect their vehicles.
It's funny you should ask that, Chris.
There is a note.
Chris.
Oh, darling Albert, welcome.
Yes, I'm here as well.
I played through Bioshock Infinite, but not the original Bioshock.
Oh,
I played the shit out of Borderlands 1 and 2, though.
right.
So by default, I'm going to go with the bandits, because I don't know nothing about those splicers.
I've actually played the both. Actually, I should say I should played all of them, except for 2, Bioshock 2. But the splicers are probably very similar.
They're identical with the exclusion of one more enemy type.
But we're not doing elite
Possibly
types,
2.
correct?
Wait,
we're
what-
just doing...
Do the splicers... I'm sorry, yeah, the splicers from Bioshock include the Big Daddy?
No.
Okay, because that motherfucker would kill all the bandits.
He ain't a
in
splicer.
Borderlands.
That fool's a Big Daddy.
Alright, I didn't know.
I had a
didn't play.
follow-up,
Oh.
but first let's discuss splicers and bandits.
What are their strengths? They inject shit into their arms.
They
with
have been
powers.
spliced crazy. They have the power of crazy.
They've been genetically altered
Yes,
Yeah.
some of them have the power of teleportation.
permanently, or is this
Yes.
okay? Because
They
don't
may-
you get temporary bonuses in Bioshock for
No.
Okay.
They cost mana, but they're not well.
you have mana?
Pretty
in
much
Bioshock.
salts.
Game's so fake.
But they're not limited.
Bath salts.
Game's all
The
over.
drug.
They
no.
can fling flames. Fling flames.
Well,
Crawl
and
upon walls and
they have powers, and they have one up on the bandits because the bandits don't do shit.
They do, but the bandits have... Because usually the splicers are melee.
most bandits have firearms.
yeah,
Most entry-level splicer guys are very melee. Usually don't have...
Imagine the psychos.
okay,
Right.
okay.
Very similar to that, actually.
More psychos
Well, I got
against
to give it
more
to the
guns.
guys with the guns then. Because
Yeah.
they wouldn't even get close to them.
I'll give it to bandits too because I rarely died in Bioshock, even though they were a little more predictable, and I think their AI was worse. The bandits in Bioshock or
In Borderlands?
would hide.
Yeah,
They would take cover,
they do take cover.
and they'll take advantage of you.
They
won't
kinda
just like
flank you
They won't like one at a
sometimes.
time or something like that.
Yeah.
You're in a boss fight where somebody comes out, and they'll just be like, "Well, get him! Like,
I remember.
get him! He's
Yeah.
busy!" And then they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
So they're badasser to me.
Irene? Just
I-
given the information.
I don't know.
They're more annoying. That's for damn sure.
I go. Yeah.
Bandits,
Bandits
all day,
have
every day.
guns all day, every day.
Straight Robin Hood. You don't
seems-
even not down.
No! It seems the bandits have taken this one, but I have a follow-up question if we've time.
Really quick.
We've time.
Nixing the splicers, we'll replace them with the denizens of Colombia.
I just thought you were going to say Nixon versus something.
Nixon!
Like, oh,
This is hedonism, bot.
he did some bot every day.
Futurama Nixon.
Nixon's
No, that's not the fight.
Okay. Colombians
Colombians from Bioshock Infinite
and the bandits.
and the bandits from Borderlands 2.
Borderlands.
Which includes many more special variants, such as the Pyros and the Maniacs, I think.
The Colombians had firearms for days.
Not including
For
handymen though,
days.
because handymen were
Not
like
doing the handyman.
Well,
They were like the big daddies.
they were like the big
recall,
daddies, but they were.
the handymen were not so, as I wave my hand effeminately in
Right.
thought,
Flourish the hand.
flourished.
What a wrist joint you must have.
No, Jesus.
The handymen were not so dangerous an opponent as the daddies. But
No, but they were like one of the biggest
I am including
threat.
the special variants in Borderlands. They were the doing mask guys. You shoot the mask off, they get furious.
Oh yeah, the guys that get bigger as you shoot them.
Some
I forget
of
their
those
names.
guys were fucking scary.
Yeah, you can.
Get on your goddamned knees, he said.
Yeah.
I did
As
not.
though you were recounting a story to your bridge club.
The Colombians were more, to me, they were more annoying. They were never really difficult.
Teleporting swordmen with ravens?
Really. Yeah, I don't know. In Bioshock Infinite, it was more just a matter of mowing them down to get to the story.
Right. And even the Raven guys, when they become, they were
No.
like, oh no, like even the first boss fight of the Raven, where they try to present it to you,
Yeah.
dude was not hard.
The boss fights in those games weren't that bad. I don't
The
remember
ghost
dying
lady, but she was
often.
just annoying. You just wear her down, so.
Yeah, I remember that. That was in the cemetery.
Yeah. Just outside she was on the steps
Yeah.
of when you were going to go up into, what's his name?
Statute of Limitations.
Statute of Limitations.
No
No spoilers, when you were going to go up into the,
Yeah.
just jazz.
That doesn't tell you anything.
Thing.
The stairs.
Ghost!
It was a ghost.
Oh yeah, it doesn't tell you who's the ghost.
I didn't tell you, yeah, it's just that there's some ghosts you fight.
Yeah, some ghosts.
Yes.
Albert.
I prefer use my full title.
Albert.
Wesker.
Sure.
Albert Wesker.
Albert
Albert
Wesker.
Wesker Ashcroft
Second.
Jameel Jenkins III,
Esquire.
Esquire.
Electric Boogaloo.
Isn't your real name Wayland?
Likely.
No.
Wayland.
Wayland Wayans
Wesker.
Ashcroft. Wayland Wesker.
I'm gonna give it the Bandits again because I died a lot in Borderlands 2. I barely died in
I will as well. Those guys are fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
They end up doing damage, like the same damage you do, like poison and the other shit like that. Those
they get beefed
fuck
up.
you up serious.
They get beefed up.
I give it to Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 is a more dangerous game than BioShock was.
It is.
BioShock is a more heady game than Borderlands was.
It's way more heady.
One final inquiry.
An inquisition?
Inquiry.
This has been an inquisition.
Were the protagonists to swap games, who would have the easier time? Booker in Borderlands?
Oh, I immediately would say that whoever you picked in Borderlands, because in Borderlands you've got some crazy ass weaponry, and
Well, are we leaving weaponry in the worlds?
yeah, that's a good question.
Or do you take all the weapons?
You
and
take
shit?
the hero and their abilities.
Okay.
Well, then Hero and does he have the skyhook?
Yes.
But there's no hooks around and like
Yeah.
it's like in Pandora. I would still say like if you took
Which
say,
hero? 'Cause
Axton,
There's 4 heroes. Yeah. Any of them?
It's a bonus.
All right.
I still say the Borderlands people would have
They're a little
an
bit-
easier time in Columbia because Columbia is not as a threatening a world.
No, it's not as threatening, and those are just normal dudes. They're used to fighting giant grunts and
Grunties.
grunties.
Hey-ho-ho-ha, hey-ho-hey.
Borderlands people would look at the Colombians and probably think they're not challenging at all. Justin has lost it.
The joke is Banjo Kazooie.
Oh, that's why I don't get it.
That's dialogue.
Well written.
I can't. They just look at me. I thought you were like it wasn't dialogue at first. I thought it was laughing. It just like we were laughing in general, and then you made Albert laughing. Very canned.
This has been Who'd Win in a Fight.
This concludes Who'd Win
And
in a Fight.
unanimously, Borderlands is a hard-ass town.
Yeah. Shit's hard.
Why is it called Border? There's no. It's called Pandora. There's no area called Border.
You're not
Originally,
even-
it was
you're-
all in the desert.
You're not even on the Borderlands of the world. You're
Yeah.
in the meat of the continent.
Yeah.
Is it like a
Well-
Borderlands?
I've never played Borderlands, but is it?
Game is-
Unless it's a gigantic ass continent and you're on the Pandora's the Borderlands.
No, I'm gonna
I'll
say that game's
have
fake
you
now.
know-
Bioshock wins.
There is a
Change my
border
answer.
inexplicably designed by turrets.
What?
Oh yeah, you're right.
If
You're
you
right.
step beyond the
get
turret
killed.
line, you are murdered.
Unless you're good,
No.
just dodge that shit.
Dead. That is my
Let's
late
zero.
father.
Wow.
Not slain by turrets.
Just got dark.
That brings us to the end of the line.
Where we spilled beer
End
for
of
a
Rhine.
Spill beer for the homies.
So that's
you.
that's the end. This turned into a long shortcast. This is the longest shortcast we've ever done.
Pretty long shortcast. I don't think we've had a
that's good.
short cast yet.
It's all right.
If any of you have not jumped on iTunes to do a 5-star and a review attached to it, that helps us out, and as well as Fistful of Potions because we're on the same thing. A like on Facebook is also cool, but more than a like on Facebook, sharing the posts that we do, and actually, getting involved, like commenting and stuff, so that we can churn some comments on this cast is more important to me. I like listener mail.
Comments
a
are
bunch.
fun. I like
I
them.
love. I do. I live on it. So whenever we have a
Quite.
huge, a heavy comment section, I love it. But mail in on the email, or just send them to Facebook. I guess we're easy. Like Sunday morning,
Mail-in weigh-ins.
mail in weigh-ins, and as always, hugs and kisses. That's the end.
Thus concludes the MultiTap broadcast. Gramercy to every listener, and many welcome returns. If so led, the hosts encourage 5-star ratings and reviews on iTunes. If you should like to contact the hosts of MultiTap, or give general public comment, they may be reached by way of Facebook at MultiTap Podcast, Twitter at MultiTap Podcast, or personal phone number, which they wisely refuse to give publicly. MultiTap is made possible in part by a fistful of potions and viewers like you. We shall return, as scheduled, in MultiTap Theatre.